Welcome, Internet, to the Play Some Video Games podcast. It's your boy, Dat Ninja Dev. Joined as always by Donnie, Eat the Hype Reese, and Delvin, Florida Man Cocked, who is without a chair and is in a 90s music video right now.
Tony
Pretty much. Yeah. Don't break my
Donnie,
heart.
it is nice and dark in your room. You look real cozy.
You know, it's interesting, the light here in the basement. It's not nearly as dark in here as the camera makes it appear.
Yeah.
Camera makes it look like I'm sitting in the dark. There are multiple lamps on. They're just kind of
Like-
over there.
It looks like you're just following the whole nerd stereotype, lives in his mom's basement with the darkness. It looks, you know, it's probably just the lighting. You're fine.
No, it's probably true. I wonder how much, like, that prophecy is somewhat coming, like, just into fruition.
Nah,
More or
it
less.
absolutely is not. Because
I mean, think
You
about
don't
it.
live in your
I've
mom's
gotten
basement.
fatter. I hate society more. I want to go out less. And, yeah, I mean, like,
but you have a wife and kids,
mhm.
and you kind of love them. So yeah, that doesn't fall.
I love one of them
Yes.
a lot.
Don't
loves
say
one,
which one. Let them
Tolerates the rest.
No, my kids are great. I jest. But yeah, no, it's just, yeah, I got a lamp over there and I got a lamp over there. I just don't have, like, I usually have the ceiling fan light on, but it's really bright and I just not in the mood. So
Hold on. Put this Smoking Joe quote up here. What does he mean by that? Me too, Donnie.
yeah, we're both kind of just
Oh,
slowly recessing into our basements.
I thought he meant he loves your wife too. Like, hold up. You gotta relax.
Wow.
I could see that.
Wow.
I could see that.
I love your
She's
wife.
quite a bit of woman.
Kids too.
I'm very
So-
excited.
So random.
We're going to a concert in a few weeks. It's a concert I'm very much looking forward to. And I have gotten a surprise planned for my wife. She listens to the show, so I can't tell too much.
Spoilers, his dick.
Well,
Wow.
that's not much of a surprise for her.
I don't think anybody who listens to the
Surprise!
show or Donnie's wife knows it's a surprise. Like that's a given.
But I'll tell you guys off air. It's gonna be pretty fun. It's gonna be pretty
Now I'm
exciting.
curious. What concert it is? Can you say what concert it is?
Yeah. I'm gonna go see the Gaslight Anthem, which is one of my favorite bands and one of the few, I think, like, bucket list bands that I still have left to see. I've seen most every band that I think I really want to see in person. That's like that you can see, right? Like, I can't see Led Zeppelin; they're not around anymore. So I love the Gaslight Anthem. They're one of the few bands that I like. I like the majority of their songs, not like just a few hits or a few singles or an album. Like, I
Okay.
kind of love almost their entire discography.
That's dope.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. My
So-
girlfriend wanted me to go to a concert with her, and I was like, absolutely not. She wants to go to the Escape concert. Like, no,
What's that?
I'm not doing that.
It's
It's an
the
R&B
video
group
that's
tonight.
being filmed in his bedroom right now.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, that's
It's an R&B group from the 90s. It's Escape, 702.
what's their song? Like,
702 is still
there a-
around?
Is there a hit that I know that I can recognize?
Probably
Escape?
not.
No, you probably won't recognize it.
Okay,
They have a lot of hits, but not nothing you'd recognize.
gotcha.
But
Yeah.
I said no, but I said it too prematurely because then she said Maya's going to be there too. Like, oh,
Oh, well, see, now you done messed up. Like, I'm
I
turning
wouldn't
up for Maya. Like, that's a concert I'm going to. You tripping.
yeah, I feel like I'd have gotten in trouble if I went to that other concert.
What is 702 going to do? Sing like 2 songs? Like,
That
what?
same song over and over again. Wherever
That's
girls
all they
at.
got.
Didn't you go to a
Yes.
Boys to Men concert last year?
Yeah, but
You sure
that's
did.
different.
You were hitting up these R&B shows, huh?
That's
I mean,
different.
that's our era. That's what
that's
we
our
do.
era.
Like, I would definitely go to a lot of R&B concerts. Like,
I
90s
definitely
R&B. Yeah.
Keith Sweat,
Yeah.
I'm there. Jodeci? Fuck
First
yeah.
of all, I'm not going to see Keith Sweat.
I'm
Jodeci,
definitely going to see Keith Sweat.
Keith Sweat, absolutely not. That's our aunts and uncles. That's for them. That ain't for
I'm
us,
close
Delvin.
there. I like Keith Sweat.
You really not. We the same age.
Yeah, that's true.
We the same age.
I like Keith
Keith Sweat.
Y'all did not just tell you what 702 is. Where my girls at? From the front to back.
I was gonna say
Hope you're
Deborah
feeling
Cox.
that. That's their song.
That's all they got. Deborah Cox, absolutely.
I had Deborah Cox CD.
She's fine.
Yeah.
Girl
She
crush.
is
Still
fine.
fine.
I'm surprised you wouldn't go to an Escape concert. Like, I would do that.
I don't want to sit in this. I know the majority of women are going to be there, are going to be women.
Yeah.
And which is fine. But I don't want to deal with that.
To me,
That's
it's
not
like
my type of
the
vibe.
idea of me going to like a soft rock concert. It's like not something I would want to do.
Exactly. R&B,
No,
yes.
it's not that I don't like the music. I do, do I need to see it performed live? Like, do I need to be?
That's
not
the
necessarily.
thing. There's only
No.
one male act there, and it's gonna be
Like I joke with my wife a lot. She's always been this way, but as she's gotten older, it's definitely become more severe. She's very much into like some easy listening, acoustic sunrise shit. You know,
Let's go. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for all that.
killing my vibe right now.
I like some of that stuff.
Give me all the yacht rock, please. Let's just yacht rock it up.
This isn't yacht
baby.
rock. This isn't yacht rock.
He's talking about like Michael Bolton.
Even that, like, yeah, but more like that.
Somebody playing the sax.
Indigo Girls.
No lyrics.
Sean Mullins, you know, stuff like that. Yeah.
You know.
Like earlier, I had to go. She's having car issues. Looks like we're gonna have to like replace half of her car this week. And
take that car.
I had to like follow her and pick her up today and take the day off of work. So it's just been kind of a stressful day. And but it was nice. There was like a silver lining. Like I'm actually in pretty good spirits about it because twofold. One, I got to spend the morning with her. Like could be worse, right? We're driving around doing stuff, getting like breakfast and driving around, listening to music, having fun. Two, it was surprisingly mild today. Almost had a cold front or something come through. Like the entire time that I was out, I don't think it got above like 82, 83, and there was like a nice wind.
My God, that sounds glorious.
It
sounds great.
Was like, so like I had the windows down and was like, I was blasting like this Eurovision, like techno shit. Like, and she always gets really embarrassed by it because it's just corny, dumbass music.
As she should.
Right. So, but we were in the middle of like the square, like we're driving and like we're stopped, like people. So I rolled all the windows down and just like started screaming and like dancing and like just embarrass the shit out of her. We're having fun. And we're trying to make the best of it. And yeah, so that's
what I do to my daughter. Like, when I drop her off, she's getting all the embarrassment.
My daughter's just embarrassed by me, period. And I took her to school today. She had to get fitted for band, her last season of band and all that. So I took the Roadrunner out. There's another reason why I thought I'm probably in better spirits than I should be. I haven't taken the Roadrunner out in months. Like it's so hot. It's like been so unbearingly hot that like you can't take it out. But today, the moment I stepped outside this morning and realized how cool it was, I was like, oh,
it's Roadrunner weather.
Yeah, this is Roadrunner weather. Like we are taking. So my daughter had to go to school. Wife couldn't take her car's all beat up. So I pulled the Roadrunner and took her to school, just blaring, you know, the most dad rock you could think of. Like she's already embarrassed by her dad who's like living in the past.
I love it. That's great.
His old ass car and his old ass rock music.
As it should be. That's what
some of her friends have think that car's cool.
So yeah, she's always. I don't know if she hates the car. That might be too strong for her, but she doesn't like it. She never has, and she doesn't like that it's loud and that it's obnoxious and doesn't air conditioning. She's, you know, I took her to school last year. I went to go pick her up, and like I come driving through the lot, and, you know, like all the high school kids have like she's a senior, so all of her friends have cars and stuff now. So I come, you know, idling up to the side of the school, and it took a minute for everybody to realize that was her. Like she was walking towards the car. And once she almost got to the door, like one of her friends was like, yo, that's your dad's car? That's the car you're always telling us your dad has? She's like, yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. She's like, that car is cool as fuck. Yeah. Like,
see? You should have hopped out the car with a leather jacket on and a Newport in your mouth. Looking cool than a motherfucker.
Yeah, her friends, especially like the, you know, obviously the guy friends that she keeps with, they think it's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah. Sorry, where we were R&B, like what? Let's get back.
No, this is just a regular, you know, opening of nonsense and what the hell we've been up to. So it's all gravy.
I
been playing anything, Donnie?
Yeah, go Delvin.
You don't get to go first. Donnie gets to go first because he wasn't here last week. So shut up.
But Donnie,
that's right. I wasn't.
Donnie's been playing everything. That's how I can go first.
I actually
let him get it out the way, and then we can be like, we ain't played shit.
I actually haven't. I haven't played much of anything. I played a little Duke Nukem. I messed around with that 1,000 times resist for a little bit again. I'm still kind of, you know, it hasn't changed since whenever we recorded Shaq. Like I like it. I gotta just want like it to be a TV series or a movie. This is one of the few occasions where I'm like, y'all got to streamline this. Like, this is the least efficient way to deliver this story to people. You and your shitty gameplay, like your awesome story in this boring ass game. But
Donnie, I meant to ask you, have you heard of a game called Mullet Mad Jack?
Yeah, I bought it.
It's great.
On the do list. I haven't played it yet, but it's on the to-do list.
It's your type of game.
That's all I've ever heard. Oh, you know what? Hang on. Since you brought up one, I've got one for you too.
Okay.
This was on sale when I bought it for like $2. It's called.
Here we go with the goddamn Steam sales. Jesus
It's called.
Christ.
This is on Switch. It's called Post Void.
Okay.
Have you heard about it? Seen it?
I think I've heard of that. Is that the one that's the sequel to Void Bastards?
No. Nope.
Damn.
Not at
That's
all.
close.
Post Void is a boomer shooter with a crazy, like, acid, psychedelic art style, like Mullet Mad Jack, except
Okay.
it's a roguelite, and you're one hit kill. So you get dropped in the thing, and you shoot until you die, and then you start and do it again.
Well, that sounds fun.
It is fun. Like, it works well. It also has like a timer. So if you're not shooting, you're not advancing, you'll die too. So the game
like
is just
Mullet
like,
Mad Jack.
you are going to go nuts and shoot, or you're not going to play this game at all.
Oh, this game
And,
is cool as
you know,
fuck.
like, it's not for everybody. And it's tough. I think I've made it to like 30 kills or so. I've only played it a couple times so far. But it's super fun. And for a couple bucks, which is what I got on, I think I got on Switch for like $1.99.
Yeah, it's $2.60 on Steam.
See, like, it's super cheap. So I messed with that a little bit.
Steam.
I also picked up, I'll save this for Shaq, but I picked up Immortals Phoenix Rising on Switch.
Oh, it's a great game.
It was on sale for $2.99. I was like, okay.
That's the price.
Like, I might as
There
well.
you go.
Right?
Just keep buying it, baby.
God damn it.
I enjoyed
How you
that
feel about
part.
that, Dev?
I enjoyed that part of the podcast last week.
You guys already have it. Like, stop.
I do. I have it on Ubisoft. But
I
can't-
know.
But I can't do that on my Switch.
You don't need to.
But I do, though.
Yeah, you do.
right?
Of course
No,
do.
you
Here's the
don't.
funny
You really
part.
don't.
I played that game a lot when it came out. It's gorgeous on Xbox is where I first played it. And I played the demo on Switch, and I was like, what is this trash? Like, I can't go back to this. But here's the thing. My save got corrupted on Xbox. I was probably 15 hours in. The whole save got corrupted. And I wasn't going to start over. And then, like, I think, like, I don't know, 6-8 months ago, I tried to replay it again, and I was like, I'm just not feeling it. But some odd thing, man, you put it on the Switch, and you get me in the right place. I'm like, I'm going to, and it's, you know what it is? It's the shrines. I miss the shrines, and there's, like, the little Breath of the Wild there. Like, I'm like, ooh, I can just do this. I can do some of these puzzles for a little bit.
That switch bump.
Yeah, we'll switch. But it's
dig it.
$2.99.
Christ.
$2.99. It was crazy. It made $3.99.
$3, Dev.
Yeah, it was nothing. It
It's
was
too
nothing.
much. It's $3 too much. You already own it. You don't need this shit. You don't need this shit.
I need it
There's
in
something else
multiple
you can get for
places. I need it in
$3.
multiple places. I do
buy
have
it for your
something I
whole
wanted to
family.
talk about now that I've been sitting here
Absolutely not.
rambling. It reminded me of something. Delvin on the Nintendo Shack podcast that we recorded last mentioned he'd watched a horror movie, and he was kind of just talking about how terrible his horror movie choices this year just have been in general.
Correct.
And he mentioned a horror movie that's definitely on my list. And if you're watching horror movies this year, it's on everybody's list. There's a horror movie called Thanksgiving, and it's Eli Roth's newest movie. And I got to tell you, I thought that movie was pretty good.
It's weird.
And we don't have to litigate like this now. Like, obviously we
No,
have
of course not. Of course not.
we have a show in October we can do. But what I wanted to tell you was, I'm surprised that you hated it, because in my history of talking about this with you, this is right down your alley.
That is correct.
Like, the kills are right down your alley. The fucking stupid nonsense. It's very Scream. It's very Terrifier. Like, this is exactly this shit. You like this
feels-
Winnie the Pooh shit. Like, this is the best of that. And you're like, I
feels
hate
like
it.
a parody.
Well, but so I wanted to ask you, are you into or know of Eli Roth at all? Because this is a very Eli Roth movie.
Yeah,
So,
I like Eli Roth stuff.
okay. I'm kind of hit or miss on him, I think, mostly.
I don't know what it was about this one. It just rubbed. I think it was the beginning scene, just the ridiculousness of it rubbed me the wrong way for some reason.
Oh, really? I thought that was hilarious. That was
it
actually
was ridiculous.
So Dev,
Totally ridiculous.
it's a movie called Thanksgiving where the killer is a guy in a mask. It's a John Carver mask. He's like running around like a pilgrim killing everybody.
Yes.
It's a modern movie though. It's not like, Pilgrims and Indians or anything like that. It's like the opening scene is essentially Black Friday at a Walmart where everybody kills each other, and it's fucking amazing. It's so funny.
It's utterly ridiculous the way.
But Eli Roth does like what was it? Hostel, Green Inferno, Cabin Fever, that sort of stuff. And this movie fits right.
All movies I've
Very
never seen.
Very gory, very sensationalized violence.
Yeah, and like usually have like some sort of gimmick or exploitation thing to, and like what I would call
Correct.
like for them, not all of them, but for a lot of them, like teen screams.
Yeah.
Like teen scream slasher movies. And that's exactly what Thanksgiving is. Like it's not amazing. I'm not telling you it's at the top of my list or anything. But for what it is and what he's done, it's perfectly admirable. I think anyway.
Yeah, I've never seen any of those movies, so I got nothing.
Yeah, I don't think you would be into Eli Roth, but I think you would like this. I think the Black Friday part stuff you would really enjoy.
You'd find
you
the
might
Black
just want to
Friday
like try to
part
YouTube
funny.
that scene because
You'd
it's
find it
very
funny.
funny. I love
No.
when they hit the girl with the shopping cart. I was like, oh shit.
People would die. It's just
And that's the funny part is that like you took over a whole podcast trying to defend Winnie the Pooh and its ridiculousness, and then here you are faced with ridiculousness, and you're like, "This is stupid." Like, it make sense.
it felt like a bridge too far in the silliness of it.
You're talking about Winnie the Pooh,
Winnie the
the
Pooh?
horror movie.
But
Winnie the Pooh.
Blood and Honey. Maybe you know what it was. I will say this. Maybe it was because I'm grading Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 on a curve, because the first one was so bad, and this one is like, oh, the monster actually looks like a monster.
When you talk about ridiculousness,
Right.
the idea of Winnie the Pooh as a horror movie is like the top of the ridiculousness scale. So if you're okay with that, why aren't you okay with the ridiculousness of
everything.
Thanksgiving?
Just anything. Like at this point, everything is on the table if you're down for Winnie the Pooh. And he's gonna watch the stupid mouse movie too.
Oh, I know that's
watch it all.
terrible.
He's gonna go to the
I know
theater to
that's
see
gonna be terrible.
Terrifier 3.
No, I'm not doing that.
Watch.
I can't watch horror movies in theaters.
Anyway, Alex said, I don't make you defend it or anything like that. I thought it was, I was watching last night at maybe 2 a.m. and I was just like, I can't believe Delvin doesn't like the plot wise, the movie's, it's okay.
I think that's what it was.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it's not.
But my problem is like, I like those movies. Like I generally like just a good slasher,
I
like
do
a
too.
good slasher. Who's the killer? It's not so much Jason. It's way more like Scream. It's
It is.
like a Scream-esque movie with a gimmick. And actually, and I was really impressed with how they wove so many Thanksgiving things into the plot. I thought that
They
was
did
pretty
do a
well
good job
done.
with that. It's actually a Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah, they
I will say,
really tried to
it
bring
really is a Thanksgiving movie.
everything that you could think about Thanksgiving into a horror movie. They really did. Like basting the turkey, cooking the turkey, the carving, like the whole, it's all there. The whole of it. It's all here.
Whether you want it to be there or not.
Whether you want it to be or not. Correct. So anyway, the only other thing I'll say, and I don't even know if you guys want to talk about it, I don't really care. I did pick up, I picked up the Razer Edge.
Oh, okay.
This is that little gaming tablet that Razer made that they tried to sell for like $500 last year.
I
Absolutely
thought it
not.
was a phone.
It's not a phone. Yeah, it looks like a phone, right?
It does.
But it's just a
not a
tablet.
phone?
There's no phone service or anything like that.
That is a small ass tablet.
It's really not. I'm not sure if. I mean, maybe it is. To me, anyway. Hang on.
Maybe you just got big ass hands.
I've got my Switch next to me here. I'll put them side by side.
Got them Kawhi Leonard hands.
Like there's the Switch,
Yes.
right?
Okay. That's.
And then there's the Edge.
Oh.
So you see, like it's not.
Huh.
It's not
I
like
guess.
it's more or less the same. It's way
I
bigger
completely
than
forget
my
that thing
phone.
even existed.
I can't even speak to your phone, but it's like way bigger than my phone. It's huge compared to my phone. I bought this off a colleague at work who bought it because he plays a lot of mobile games. Who's a developer friend of mine. We went out to lunch. He told me a few weeks ago that he was going to get rid of it because his phone, he says, has a more powerful chip in it, and he would just rather use that than this.
Yeah. He'd rather just pay $60 for Resident Evil.
No. He has like some. He's really proud of it. I don't know what it is. He has like some Chinese phone. It's like some
Little OnePlus.
something like that. Yeah, it's something like that, and it's really nice. Like it looks legit.
The OnePlus is fantastic.
And he says it's got like some extra core Snapdragon whatnot in there that's better than this thing. Oh. So anyway, he was talking about selling it, but he wanted to keep the controller for his other phone or whatever. And I was like, I'll give you $100 for it. And I was like, I don't know how much you're going to sell it, for the tablet by itself, probably a little bit more than I'm offering, but I'll give you 100. He's like, let me think about it. So anyway, he called me and he was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. So let's go out to lunch and I'll just bring it to you. And I was like, that's cool. So I brought it home.
Good deal.
So the gaming stuff is cool. Like obviously it's a gaming tablet. So it's made to do mobile games and stream games. That is the reason I bought it. The reason I was even remotely interested in it is obviously I have that Razer Kishi Ultra. Let me put it in here and I'll show you what it looks like because it fits in there too, like my iPad Mini does. So
those were the pictures you shared the other day.
Yeah. So this is what it looks like in the controller.
So you essentially have a PlayStation Portal.
Sort of.
That's essentially what you have.
But here's the thing.
Guy.
But here's the thing. 144 hertz screen, OLED. Portal don't do that, buddy.
That is true. You have a better Portal.
For streaming, as I've said often, at least for me, the higher refresh rate makes a world of difference. It really does. Like I got this Kishi Ultra and I started playing my iPad and it's cool. My iPad does a lot of games, but guess what? I didn't like streaming. I started streaming shit and I was like, it's just like a quarter second too slow. It's like, it's not there. And I'm almost starting to get convinced. And I feel like I'm almost gaslighting myself because I had this conversation with somebody and they were like, what does the refresh rate matter? Like, it's just the stream. And I was like, I think maybe they're confusing or I'm confused. I don't even know. I'm not even claiming to be the expert. I think he might be confusing like FPS with refresh. Refresh, whether the FPS isn't going to increase because I got a refresh rate, but the refresh rate will make it seem less laggy and less latency.
Only if there's VRR. That's the only way it makes it.
All I can say is that I notice it. Yeah. I've had 4 screens that are higher refresh rate than 60 hertz. And I tell you, it makes a world of difference on any machine, on any device that I've played Game Pass streaming on. If I have a higher refresh rate, it makes a world of difference.
This is going to be Daniel's favorite segment in the history of PSVG.
So, anyway, I bought it for that, and I'm just messing around with that. That's really what I've been doing. Set up emulators and stuff like that. It is cool. It's got emulation station is up for Android now, so just like your Steam Deck and everything, you can put all emulators on it. And that's another, like the iPad doesn't have, like it just started getting emulators, like it's got RetroArch, but it doesn't have, I can't play PS2 games, on the iPad, like I can.
How much storage it has on it?
That's a good question. I don't know what it comes with. I want to say it's 256, but I'm not even sure because I just threw a 500 gigabyte card in it and called it a day. I didn't even really look at it.
Okay.
I have like 500 gigabyte SD cards like laying around unused. So I was like, let me just grab one of these old ones and throw it in there and we'll work with that. So.
Well, it was a good investment.
$100. I figured at the worst of if I hate it, I can get that money back out of it probably. Here's the thing. More so than the gaming, I kind of enjoy it as a tablet. Like it's nice. It's like a bigger phone. Like TikTok is better on it. Like browsing is pretty nice on it. Like I don't mind reading things on it. Like it's kind of like a nice little extra device. And because it's not a phone, I don't have text and I have all that shit turned off. So it is just perfect. A tablet. It's kind of nice. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I don't know what this compares to with like big phones. Like my friend's phone that he has is pretty big. So they're almost the same size.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he's got a OnePlus, those are typically a large screen. I have my Note 10,
huge.
And that one's pretty big.
He's like 6'5", so he's big. He's a big dude. But yeah, that's the other thing that I've kind of been enjoying with it mostly the last couple of days, more than anything else, is I've just been enjoying it as a tablet. Sit on the couch and like have it open while I'm watching TV or while I was watching Thanksgiving and things like that. So it's okay. I wouldn't pay, and I didn't pay, like even when it came out, I wouldn't pay whatever they were trying to sell for when it was brand new. I think there was a sale a couple weeks ago. I think it was $199, like brand new.
Just what I was looking at.
Yeah. That's probably a fair price for it. I didn't pay for it then. I wouldn't pay that much for it now, but for what I would get out of it. But $100, I've spent way worse on
Good deal.
on a lot of different things. So
Over under on you keeping it longer than 6 months.
Under.
yeah, I don't know. I can't really answer. I don't know. Like I'm not actively looking to get rid of it or anything.
Oh yeah,
But you never know.
The right thing comes
Something
along
better
and it's
comes
gone.
along. That's it. Something better comes
Out the
along.
door.
I'm pretty flush with like credit at the moment. So like I'm not really waiting on things. I've been wanting to pre-order that Switch Lite that they announced, but as it's gone on and I've had more things come up, I'm now thinking of just skipping that altogether. Maybe I won't get it.
Yeah.
They announced another Switch Lite.
There's a Zelda version, a gold one.
Oh Jesus!
You have not
It's
been
so
in Discord him
sexy.
asking for this thing for months.
I don't
It's
be
literally
in
been a month.
Nintendo Shack, bro.
They announced it a month ago.
It hasn't been in Nintendo Shack. It's been
and-
like everywhere.
If it ain't been
Discord.
in general chat or PSVG, I ain't seen
90s
it. Those are
basketball.
the only places I
See,
really.
D-Life says when I want to get rid of it, hit him up. He'll take the tablet. So I always got that. Maybe he'll help me get my Switch Lite. But no, I've got money.
Life is $225 for you.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know
Tax.
if we've ever talked about this or haven't talked about it in a long time, but I think I've brought it in Discord a couple times. For the past year or so, I found myself like getting more and more. I've been doing more and more of my shopping at GameStop.
Huh.
I think you kind of mentioned that.
Yeah,
I
is it
haven't been
just
to
me?
GameStop in a while.
Yeah, that's why I kind of want to bring it up because
Delvin, you've never been to GameStop. That was something that was masquerading as a GameStop that you were going.
Yeah, he's been to GameStop, STAHP.
Stop.
Right.
Game. Stop.
Yeah, as all of the rewards are like going away, right? Like nobody's carrying games anymore. Best Buy shut all their shit down. Like it's getting harder and harder if you're buying a large amount of games to like feel rewarded for your to get anything extra. You know me, I'm always trying to play the margins. Like
Oh, well, since you mentioned it, let me let people know now. Well, Target's having that buy two get one free right now.
yeah, it's true. Yep.
There you go. So
I'm always trying to get something out of it. And yeah, I've been shopping at GameStop and working that angle a bit again. So I've been racking up points. I think I've got like $40 in points over there. I've got like 300 on a trade card. I've got 80 on Walmart points. I've basically like more or less. It's more of an indictment on Best Buy. For years, I did everything at Best Buy, and now like I might as well just I just don't even shop there anymore. They don't even have movies anymore.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
They don't?
what do you do here? They're like,
Yeah.
we sell TVs and refrigerators. I'm like, that's brand smart. What the fuck are you guys doing? You're supposed to be Best Buy. But
Best Buy, my house only has like a small section for like right in the front for like a little bit of movies and video games. That's it. It's over.
yeah, I was trying to look up a couple Blu-rays on the website, and I couldn't even get Blu-rays on the website.
Interesting.
Sad.
You're like the hell with this. I mean, I don't blame. Why carry it? It's not enough margin in it. What's the point?
But I figured you'd still want to move it online.
For what? Again,
You
it's
already-
still margin and shipping costs. There's no point.
Yeah, but you already have the shipping network and all that set up.
Yeah,
You're already
but
for all the other processes.
there's no reason you're not making anything off of it. There's like no
mark up
margin
a little.
in. Then nobody's buying it.
I think
I'm
people
buying
would
it.
still buy it. Like
You
not
two
having
might.
it all, I think, is kind of interesting.
I don't. They've been trying to get rid of movies and stuff since I was working there because it's
Seems
just
like
there's
Walmart's
no
trying
margin
to
in
do
it.
the same thing.
Yeah,
Like
there's
everybody's
no
shrinking
margin
down. Yeah.
if nobody's buying it physically. You're just stuck with a bunch of product that you have nothing to do. So
But I am increasingly more and more digital with games, as I think most people are. But with movies, I don't want to get to a situation where all of my movies are locked behind some subscription wall. I don't like how much of my stuff is already. You know, like I still value like owning my movies, either buying them digitally or owning a physical copy.
I don't even have a DVD player in a DVD or Blu-ray player in any of my TVs. So I have zero desire to actually put a disc.
But
in
some of these
anything.
movies and shows, especially the ones that are being made by the streamers, like they're never coming. Like you have to subscribe to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the demographic for that, so it doesn't. I'm not the person to talk to about it because I don't care. If it's not there, I'm not worried about it. I don't watch things over very often.
It's not like super important, but for the things that I really, really like I've been growing as I've gotten older. I've been more and more wanting them around. Like I want to have them, so I don't have to worry about if they get pulled off the service or something. Like I just have them. It's a peace of mind.
Yeah, I agree.
As I again recluse more and more into my basement, I just want to fill it with stuff I want and close the door and be left alone.
That's me with books. I just want books.
Oh, okay. So what would you like if like all bookstores went away and you just had to like rent that shit on Kindle?
I'm already pissed about that. Like that irritates me. I'm not reading a book on a Kindle. I don't want a digital book.
Yeah, that doesn't feel the same. I don't like that.
I'm never doing that. I'm only gonna ever read books if it's a physical book. Because I'm only gonna read one book at a time, so I don't need a Kindle with a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I don't like the feel of a Kindle.
Me either.
It's just like, oh, I don't want this.
So
I mean, I showed you guys. I wasn't here last week, but you guys saw it. Like I bought the Doom Guy book from John Romero, and I got a chainsaw that he autographed for us, which I thought was awesome. I've been reading his book. I'm not one to read, but I've been just diving. So I have been reading that. I think I'm chapter 3. It's been pretty fun and learn a lot about him as a kid, which is interesting. I didn't know anything about him outside of the fact that him and John Carmack made Doom together, but his upbringing is something else. I wouldn't have guessed.
Cool. Delvin, what you been up to? What you been playing? Anything?
Well, no, not really. But to continue a story from PSXP, if anybody listens to that, no one does.
I haven't yet. We just posted it. I haven't got to listen to it until it posted.
But
nobody listened. It just got posted like 4 hours ago.
That's why nobody listened. I was talking about how I found
when
out
I posted it, I think your numbers are up. I don't really pay attention to, but you see them when you log in, and I want to say I think yours are like up, like they're up like 80% or something over like last year.
The Snurts effect.
The Snurts effect is real.
I appreciate it.
But please continue. Sorry.
So I was talking about how I found out during the show, Fila still makes shoes, which shocked me for one thing.
Who?
Really? You were shocked by that?
Yes.
You didn't know Fila still made shoes?
Yes. I did.
Fila. Got my Fila.
I know what it is. My mom's boyfriend liked that shit.
But then what shocked me even more is
forgot all about this.
They have a pair of Rocco's Modern Life shoes for each character.
There's the license. The licenses, man. He loves it. He can't get it enough.
I love Rocco's Modern Life, so I went to try to get the Rocco's shoes. They didn't have my size. They didn't have the Heifer shoes, which also made me disappointed. But
I need to see the Heifer shoes. Hang on, that's legit.
This is appropriate for me. I got the Filbert shoes.
Yeah, I don't like those much. No offense. Those are fine. They look good, but they're not Rocco. I have nothing for.
That's the problem. I like them though. They don't have Rocco yet. When they get Rocco, I'm gonna get Rocco.
Look at the Heifer shoe. This shit is
definitely getting Heifer
yellow and red. Yo,
they didn't have my size.
That's pretty cool.
I'm gonna get the Heifer shoes. They look dope.
They do. they
really look dope. I'm like, when I saw this, I'm like, am I gonna start wearing feelers? I think I'm gonna start wearing feelers.
I've only ever had one thing from Fila in my life, and that was some Fila slides. That's it.
You didn't have the Grand Hills?
Hell no.
I definitely had the Grand Hills.
They were fresh, but I'm Nike through and through. I don't fuck with nothing but Nike.
The Rocco shoes are awesome.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? They look cool.
They're like light blue and pink and tangerine with like purple bottoms and stuff. I don't know what this grill or whatever is on the sole is, but I mean they're hot. I see it.
Yeah. I'm getting to that point in my life where I don't care.
Look like a middle-aged woman's fitness shoe.
Yes, I'm fine with that.
It's got like the heel that like ankles up and whatnot.
I have come to the point in my life where
they look comfortable is what I'm saying.
Yes. I'm going to start buying shoes that I like. So if I see something I think is cool, I'm going to buy it. And those are the only characters they have, Tara. They don't have.
You're just making me want to watch Rocco. I love Rocco's.
Rocco's a great show. Such a great show.
Good. My wife and I did that during COVID. I think we probably talked about it. During COVID, we went on a 90s cartoon binge that my daughter said was cringe. She's like, you guys are not going to sit in here and eat and watch Rugrats and Rocco's Modern Life. The fuck we aren't. Watch me.
Yes, we are.
That's exactly what we're about
You
to
gotta
do.
sit down and pull up a seat and educate yourself.
Back when cartoons are great. You know nothing about this.
I do that all the time. I watch Paramount Plus all the time.
Yeah, I can't say I do it all the time, but I do. I watched. I played the Rugrats game. I played the demo.
Did you like it?
On Steam? Yeah, it's pretty good. It looks exactly like the cartoon. I mean, it's got that down to a T. And it's cool that you can flip between like the retro look and the new look. But one of the things that they let you do is you could also flip between the retro music and the new music. Like, so you can like mix and match. You can play like the new visuals with the old music and stuff. That's really cool.
I'm gonna be the guy who just starts buying all cartoon old shoes that I like.
Somebody walking around looking like a damn human billboard.
Yes.
I mean, that's not really different than most black people who wear shoes. So
Okay.
it fits the bill.
I'm just thinking like head to toe, 90s, licensed IP, everything.
Yep.
It tracks.
Okay.
Tracks.
Cool. Awesome shoes, man.
Nice.
Thank you. Yeah, man. I'm super excited to get them, man. I was like, oh, this is really cool.
I'm surprised that
What cartoon did you get?
I'm surprised they're super cheap.
Filbert. They're like cheap.
Oh,
They're
hang on.
$35.
Let me see them again.
They're $35. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad, dude. Hang on. Let me correct myself. And that's the reason I asked, because I just looked at it and I saw this. When you said Phil, for whatever reason, I thought you meant like a Phineas and Ferb or something. Like something else. The Rocco. I get it. I see it now.
Yeah, this is the depressed bug that be on Rocco for my life.
Yeah, I got you. No, I
Delvin is Filbert.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's deep.
I just got myself.
He got himself legit.
It's like the gods of shoes. Like, no.
Oh, here's a really good photo of all of them.
Look at you. Such a
I'm
great
gonna just
shoe.
post this in the Discord while I'm here. That's cool, man.
Yeah, man, it's been fun. I've been getting a lot of shoes lately. I got the both of the AEW shoes.
AEW has shoes?
Yeah. They got a shoe for the Young Bucks, which I got.
Ugh,
And they got a shoe for the Brody Lee, which I got.
that's nice.
Those are pretty cool. The Brody Lee ones are
There are
way
not
better.
wrestlers that I think I've turned off of more than the Young Bucks.
Yeah, they are on some other shit.
What brand are
like
they?
when they were in
Reebok,
Japan,
Fila,
I
what
was
are
like, they're the greatest tag team ever. I remember I used to daydream of them coming over and mixing it up with the New Day and the Usos. And then as I watched AW and I've seen them, I'm like, they couldn't hold the Usos lunch. They would get schooled by those guys.
They have declined a little bit.
Not a little bit.
But yeah, man, I've just been buying shoes.
I got to
man,
look up their
enjoying
shoes. AW.
They're okay. I like the Brody Lee ones better. Brody Lee ones are just
upset.
straight up Reeboks.
I was the other night. It was
Reeboks.
Monday. I was throwing it down in the Discord, wondering where the hell you were.
I was probably doing the whole
Raw was on fire.
Oh, I was watching that.
Nobody was talking about it. And I was like, if this was AEW, this Discord would be fucking full of people right now. But
Quite
because
the
WWE,
opposite.
nobody's talking about it at all.
Quite the opposite.
Like, why am I the only
thing-
person here talking about what all this stuff's going on?
I've learned the only thing that they talk about in Discord is SmackDown. They don't care about Raw. They don't care about AEW. Just SmackDown.
So these are pumps, the AEW?
Yeah,
Yeah, those
they're
Reebok
Reebok pumps.
Oh shit. That is
They're pretty
old
cool.
school. Yeah, I don't
damn.
those are awesome. I don't hate it.
$200? Ooh.
Wow.
How much are they now?
I'm just looking at this from sneakers 1, 2, 3. They're $200.
Nah, I didn't pay that for that. I didn't pay that much. I think I
see
paid
the
like
Brody Lee.
80.
Nah, like you're not finding those
Delvin.
Reebok pumps. I'm not surprised.
I like the
180, 200
Bucks
sounds
ones
about
more
right.
than the Brody Lees, personally.
Oh, really?
Just
Okay.
as a style. Yeah,
I like the Brody Lee one.
I don't like the Brody Lee. I want to say it's the shape, but I don't think it's the shape. I think it's the blend of the gray and the black that makes it look like the shape that it has.
I kind of like the gray and the black though. But I like black shoes in general. So
Sure. I wish the purple pizzazz was a little bit more on the outside.
that makes
It's a
sense.
fine shoe. I just think the Young Bucks shoe actually sticks out.
Yeah, Reebok pumps. I used to love those when I was younger.
I like they didn't go too crazy with it either. They're like little accent colors of color. It's nice.
That's what I've been doing.
Oh,
Just
these are
buying
Reebok
shoes.
classics. Okay.
Yeah, WWE was off the chain, man. It was so the Seth Punk promo was great.
That was great.
The Wyatt thing was great. Like it's all
awesome.
like they are really cooking over here. Like oh damn, Rhea came out. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, Jay Uso saying yeet and getting the hell up out of there. Loved it. I appreciated it.
Good show. They've
I'm
got
on that
so much
energy.
going on right now. They have so many storylines that are like advancing and roping in new people and intersecting and dissecting. It's a lot of fun.
Did I talk about the projector on here on Shaq?
I don't know what you're talking about projecting. That's new to me.
Oh,
Nope.
okay. So I'll just talk about it here.
Must be
I
P6
ended up
people.
buying a 100-inch screen projector
Nice.
to put in my backyard to watch movies.
Yeah, I have one of those. Did you wait a minute? Hang on. The projector or the screen? What are you talking about?
I got both. The screen
Okay.
is 100 inches,
Yeah.
which I realized, well, that can't fit in my house. The screen like reaches the ceiling.
Is it
Like,
inflatable or do you have to hang it?
God.
I have to. It has the stand to it,
Stand? Like a physical
Yeah, it has a-
stand?
like a
Or an
physical
inflatable
stand.
stand?
No, a physical stand.
Ooh.
You have to put it together, and once you put it together, you can put it on the stand. And but it's huge. It's really big.
I have to see that. Because that does sound like a lot.
It is. I'm about to when I hook it up, I'm gonna have to hook it up outside because I've been like we was talking about before. I was building my deck up. Let me think of some cool things to do with my deck. I said it'd be cool to sit outside and watch a movie.
Is it
And I
like
found
two tripods that
Yes.
connect? Okay.
that
Okay.
connect,
I got you.
and then you just put and then the projector I has, you can hook up the Fire Stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I can just sit out here and watch movies.
What projector did you get?
I don't remember the name of it.
Was it a bundle?
It came with a screen,
Yes, it was a bundle together.
but it didn't come with the like a stand over it. I wanted one with a stand, so I just went and bought a stand for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the stand came with a screen, so I'll just.
You know, I have one of these for my Halloween setup. I've got a big.
Yeah, I remember we was talking about that. That's why I
Yeah.
thought I should mention it. That you was.
I was going to tell you my stand is inflatable. It comes with a motor. And you plug it in, and it blows up, and the screen attaches to
I
it.
almost got that.
Yeah, I like it. It's very sturdy. You can tie it down.
My brother has that. He has
Yeah.
that same one that you're talking about. He was like he likes it because when it rains, it's easy to get put down
Yep.
as opposed to the other ones.
Then last year, as we were packing it up, Jack and I, because we're dumb and don't think things through, probably, we were packing it all up and we were just kind of staring. And I was like, we could just like hang the screen on the garage door. There's no need for all of this. Like, we could just close the garage and put a couple of hooks on it and call it a day. Jack looked at me like, yeah, we should have done that the first time.
I can't believe that's not what you did.
No, well, and here's the thing is I like the inflatable. It adds like a sense of like gravitas to like the setup, it's kind of like this big thing. That I don't know. I think you might lose something if you just put the screen on the garage door,
I get it. Yeah.
It's not easy. It's not hard to put up or take down. It's actually very easy. And I don't try to put it back into a bag or anything. I have like a plastic tote that like we barely even let all the air out of it. We literally just deflate it and shove it in there.
It's not a bad idea to just get
And
a
that's
tote
the
and put all
whole
that stuff in it.
Yeah, that's the whole point for that thing to exist. It is our tote for the projector and the screen. That's the only thing that
That's
goes in
not a
there.
bad idea.
So
But yeah, man, I've been doing it. I also, because I had a $100 Kohl's gift card that I never thought I would use.
yeah, Cole's
then
cash.
then I accidentally passed by a Kohl's like, oh shit, there's a Kohl's. Let me use this gift card I have that I've had for like 3 years. And I bought some outdoor Bluetooth speakers
Nice.
that look like rocks
Yeah.
and they're waterproof. I'm like, oh, this is fucking cool. I could use this with the projector. This is all just coming
Does
together.
the projector have Bluetooth?
Yes.
Wow, I don't think mine does. Very nice.
So I can just hook all this stuff together and I can be like I'm in a movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm quite sure
You
my
need to go
neighbors
ahead
don't
and play Madden or NCAA out there on the big ass screen. That's what you need
NCAA
to do.
hype is growing.
That's what you need to do.
You told me not to get NCAA, so I'm going to listen to you. Dan.
Yeah, what was that about? He told me you told him to do that.
Like-
What is
he's
that?
like,
Why did you tell him not to get
Yeah,
it?
because he's not gonna play it.
Yeah, he will.
Like, I'm trying to get him to save his goddamn money. Like,
He's
wait
gotta,
for it
he's
to come
gotta
on sale.
restore the U.
No, he doesn't.
Back to now that you can pay players, the U should be back on top.
Care?
That is true.
He doesn't care.
How you know?
No.
It's time to get that drug money, and we need a Scarface Miami University, montage of getting these damn kids out of here.
I like it. I like this. Restore the feeling, baby.
What did they call the Catholics versus convicts? It's time for convict U to return. Why are you looking at me like that, Dev?
Because I've never heard that before in my life.
Oh, really? That's a thing.
You never heard that?
Man, I don't pay attention to college football.
There was a whole doc about it.
Yeah, there's a
I didn't
30 for
watch
30
that.
on it.
I didn't watch 30 for 34. I don't.
You should.
Again, this is not
excellent.
anything
It's
that I'm
about the
interested in.
1998 Notre Dame versus Miami game, colloquially known as Catholics versus convicts.
I have zero interest in that whatsoever.
Notre Dame won 31-30. Lou Holtz versus Jimmy.
It's a good game. It's a really good game.
Yeah.
I remember that game.
Catholics versus convicts.
Yes.
Miami was that team for a while.
They were. Miami, the Hurricanes was
For a long time.
that team.
Isn't that
team
where
to
Dude
beat.
Buddy went to school? Wait, no, it was Florida. The dude from the Patriots.
I'm trying to think. There was a lot of people who went to UM that were like well-known players around that time. I'm trying to think who it was.
Oh, no. Players, there's a ton of them. Ed Reed, Shockey, a fucking ton of them.
But that was the Uncle Luke era of
Was it
UM.
McGahee? Right?
Willis McGahee? Yeah.
Yeah, he was a Hurricane. They were
I
crazy
remember
good.
using him in whatever version of college football he was in. And
They were crazy
PlayStation
good.
2.
Honestly, to this day, I think my favorite memory as a Buckeye fan is watching them beat the Hurricanes. Like they had no business even being in that game. For it to have even been competitive is a feat in itself.
That Uncle Luke era of the Hurricanes was really something special.
Because that whole team, like that Miami Hurricanes team, sent like 30 kids to the pros. It was like a mini pro team. I think we had like
gotta tell
4.
you, I've said it before. Once they got Uncle Luke out of like paying players for UM,
Oh yeah,
UM started sucking.
Hard. Yeah,
they started sucking.
But now you've got Cristobal back, and now they can pay, and they're starting to come back. I've seen them; they're at least starting to win some recruiting battles. They still haven't won anything yet, but I'm not sure how much you keep up with college football, like in terms of
A little bit,
player.
yeah.
You know, they got this like crazy stat kid quarterback to come play this year, right?
I saw that.
From I want to say it was Washington State.
People are excited for it.
So Washington State.
Yeah. People are really excited for it down here.
Yeah, he should be. Like he has prolific numbers, but he also has like he's one of those guys that you worry like how does he project at a major program? You know, because he's playing in like a smaller league where you know, like he had 80 touchdowns in 2 years. Like that's awesome. He's like he also had 43 interceptions. You're like, oh shit. You know, like, you wonder how that plays.
That's a lot of interceptions.
But at the same time, like he's better than what they had before with you know either way. So like it's exciting. I'm excited to see
who he's been playing with.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how that works. I'm excited to see them because they may make some noise. I think it's Cristobal, right? Isn't that the coach, Cristobal?
Yes.
He's a hell of a coach. I like him.
He's a really good coach.
Yeah, he is.
I am curious. I wonder how much UM tickets cost now.
Oh, they're real cheap. I know that because they don't get a lot of people out to the games. That's the funny thing. They're not as big a property as you might think, given the history of their program. Like they don't do a lot in ratings, and they don't do a lot of people. Like they don't have like a big fan base.
Yeah, because Miami for a long, well, still is. It's a Dolphins town. People love the Miami Dolphins, even when they stink.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because they don't have their own stadium, right? They share the stadium.
The UM?
Or they used to, or something.
They used to.
Yeah, and I think that's been a big problem with them is that they don't have like a place to really call home, and I also know that the university doesn't like for a long time. The university doesn't make a lot of money, and they didn't pump a lot of money into the program, so I think that kind of hurt it too. Everybody liked the U when they were on top. Nobody wants to see the Miami University go like 7-5. Nobody wants to show up for that. You know, I think to honestly, that backs up your point. In a pro town, nobody cares if you're average. They only care if you're good.
Correct. They only care about the Dolphins.
The only reason I know half of anything that I know about Miami University is because they are one of the teams that are on the bubble about trying to break out of the ACC. And there's a lot of conjecture about where they might go. And because the Miami Hurricanes are an AAU university, there's been a lot of speculation that they may head to the Big. They might join the Big Ten. You might be in Big Ten country one day.
That might be cool.
You might be seeing Ohio State and Michigan and Oregon and Washington come to Miami Stadium.
That might bring people to watch the games.
I think the Big Ten schools would like to see Miami come in because I think they'd like to come recruit Miami. They'd be like, hey, you don't have to. You stay here and watch your kid play. Ohio State shows up here every other year. I think they may want to do something.
That's a good point.
I think they may. Yeah, there's been a lot of spec. So if you guys haven't paid any attention, not to tangent way off into college football, but the ACC is kind of on the brink. There's like a handful of teams that are trying to leave that conference right now. And like they have this long-term deal that they signed, but they're trying to break it like in court. They're actively going to court trying to get out of this deal. And it's Florida State, Clemson, Miami, and a fourth team that most people expect to be North Carolina, but people don't know. But it looks like those four teams want out. They want to leave.
Huh.
And where they go is anybody's guess.
That's going to really mess up NCAA football.
It sounds like, by all the conjecture, and I haven't touched base on this in maybe a couple months, but all the conjecture that I was reading, it really sounds like FSU has like a commitment somewhere, and a lot of people say it's to the Big Ten. So I would, if I had to guess, FSU and North Carolina or somebody else to the Big, and then Clemson and maybe Miami to the SEC or something. I don't know. I don't think Miami wants to be in the SEC. I don't think the Big wants to invite two Florida schools, but maybe they will. But it could be Miami and North Carolina to the Big Ten and Clemson and Florida State to the SEC, which I think makes more sense.
It does.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Indeed, we will.
Fully bored Dev.
Yeah, not my lane at all.
Sorry.
Nah, it's all good. The people are here for the college football talk. Right?
I don't think the people are here. That's
stuff.
what was going in my head. I was like, you're losing listeners by the moment. Like, I don't think anybody's here for that.
I don't think so.
The seven, man. I don't even think the seven. Like the three, maybe. It might be
plenty
three.
of people that listen to that and are like, yeah, I'm here for that.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So, there's like a level of chaos that if this ACC thing goes through, that this might, like, if we thought it was bad enough with the Pac-12, this ACC thing may do it at a whole other level. Because if the big brands leave the ACC, then you got to remember the Pac-12 blew up. So the ACC has Stanford and Cal in it for some reason. So now you're wondering, where do they go? And like, does the Big 12 come calling? Like, if they start breaking up, does the Big 12 try to swoop in and get Va-Tech or whatnot? Like, do they stick together? I would love to see them stick together and try to like resurrect the Big East. You get like eight or nine of them together, like Pitt and Virginia Tech, and you try to get like UConn, and like, we're just going to put the Big East back together. I would love that. It'd be awesome. But then like SMU is in the ACC for some reason. The Atlantic Coast Conference has the Southern Methodist University Mustangs.
So ridiculous.
See, Captain Awesome with the game. Yeah.
Oh man,
There you go.
Look, I'm so excited for the NCAA football game next week. I've taken the day off. Like I'm watching all the TikToks. I'm watching all the videos. Like, it is, I've known it's coming and I've been counting it down, but like, it's really starting to feel real and the hype is rising. Like, like it's tangible now. Like, we're saying like, oh my God, it's really happening. Like, this is so exciting.
Yeah. Dev's boys, they are
they hyped?
all they talk about.
Fuck yeah.
Just so I had to mute that Discord. I'm like, I
feel
can't
like
deal with this
sports
shit
fans everywhere are just like fucking over the moon. Like, it's a very exciting thing.
It does feel like that.
It does. Yeah.
And I'm trying to escape it.
And I feel like
I don't want to hear any more about it.
The masses or the mainstream have finally caught on. For like a year, we've been talking about like, this is a thing, but now like I'm really seeing buzz for it and all kinds of different play. People haven't talked about it all. Suddenly start talking like, so it's getting out there. People are running like, oh shit, a college football game is coming back. Like, it's very exciting.
Yeah. And then, I think there are people who are just talking about it because they're just excited for anything that's not Madden at this point. Like, hey, it's another game that's not Madden. That's a mainstream big football game. That's not like this random ass football game with these retired players. No, we're here for this.
Well, I know you guys didn't really talk about the news stuff that I wrote last week.
We sure did.
They've shown a lot of the gameplay. The gameplay is extremely different than Madden.
It does look different.
And
I saw
that can work for or against you. If there's a lot of people that are tired of Madden, they could look at that as refreshing. Or if there are people that are really conditioned to liking Madden, they may not look at that and see skill bars and throw bar and like, oh, none of that. It's not Madden. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. People that I know are very excited. They don't give a shit what the game plays like. Like, they don't care. It's college football and they're here for it.
Yeah, Yarn says a lot of people are buying consoles. I expect this game will push consoles for sure. There'll be a lot of PlayStation 5 sold next week. Because it's not on PC, because it can't be available anywhere else, because it's not on a handheld or last gen or anything. People are going to have to. This is one of the few inflection points, I think, this generation where you have to buy a console if you want to play it. So,
that's dope.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, well, let's actually just get into the news.
Nothing from you?
Absolutely not. I play Destiny. That's it. I got
That's his
nothing.
life.
That's it?
That's it. I live here.
What happened to Helldivers?
I'm not playing Helldivers anymore. I'm just playing Destiny. Destiny had new content, and that's where I'm at.
All right. Everything's good at home. Everything's good in life. Work. All good.
It's hot as hell. It's triple digits. It's been triple digits for the last 2 weeks. It's going to continue being triple digits. I had to clean my AC outside, hose it down, and now I have cold air again. And that's been my life. It's just been hot, and I've been playing Destiny.
Dude, last week for the PSVG road race, we sent 50,000 people down a 5K run outside. We start at 6 a.m. when it's as cool as possible. We had to black flag the race, which means we canceled it mid-race for the second time ever. The first time we black flagged it was last year. So it's 2 years in a row we've had to black flag the race. When we black flagged the race, it was about 11 o'clock in the morning. We were starting to get overrun in our medical tents. We're like, call it off. It's too hot. At the time we stopped the race, we had 115 patients. 2 hours later, we were up to almost 300 patients.
Absolutely not.
Global warming is real.
Just teach y'all a lesson. Stop running.
That's why I was so excited with the weather today. That's why I was so excited when I walked outside today. It's been fucking smoldering here for like a week and a half. It's been so hot that you walk out and it's like it offensively blasts you in the face hot. Like it's so fucking, you're like, jeez, why?
Yep.
I've felt that before. That's just not fun.
It's not like you don't even want to go. You're like, I don't even want to go outside.
Like no.
Oof. I can't imagine.
It's literally
Kyle says 111. Oof.
Yeah, that's what it's been. It's been 113 pretty much every day out here. It doesn't get any lower than 85. That's been the low, and that's at 6 a.m. By the time I'm leaving to go to work, it's already 90 degrees.
Yeah, that's what we woke up to.
Every day.
I woke up for the PSVG road race that night you recorded. I woke up at 3, and I think it was 81 outside. I was like, oh, we are fucked.
Yeah, it does not get any colder. It's ridiculous. It's insane. And it's like this for like the next couple of weeks. It's been triple digits literally nonstop for probably 2 weeks now, and it's going to continue on. It's not fun.
Warm's not a thing though.
My electricity
Made up.
Oh boy.
Made up.
They made it up. False.
They made it up. It's not
hopefully
real.
we get 6 weeks out of the way and it should start turning for the better in September.
Oh,
no. It's not that far away.
Out here, it's hot until November. So we're going to have these kind of ridiculous temperatures until like just after Halloween. And then it only goes down to like 80.
To regular temperature? To everybody else's temperature?
So you're the opposite of Canada.
Yes.
Oof. That's
sorry,
brutal.
The
Man.
exact opposite of Canada. It's
And you just
hot.
want to be there.
California is-
You're just like, this is great.
It's more. I can afford to live because I can afford the AC, so it's okay.
Sure.
It's
feel like-
So
affordable.
the AC
So
breaks and you put the whole family at risk.
I feel like California
No,
is
make
like
it out.
hell.
we'll get it fixed. But see,
Yeah,
that's
what
the
are you,
thing.
like,
It's
how
not.
far
It's
are
not
you from like
it's
Death
not all
Valley or some
California.
shit, man.
No, I'm in a bowl. So where I'm at, I'm in Bakersfield. I'm not in LA. So if I were in LA, like my boys that live in LA, my boy in Gardena, he's like it's 78 and overcast. It's just because Bakersfield is just a very hot area. Yeah, it's just hot. That's just how it is out here. So yeah, it'll
I feel like it's too
be.
hot to do crime there.
right?
It's not
Like, if I was a
because
criminal, I would feel like I'm not doing a
there's
crime.
so much crime out here. Lots of crime, lots of homelessness. I don't know how these homeless survive in this weather, but they do.
I need to be
it's
homeless
going to be. Yeah, it's ridiculous. John 32, you didn't miss any heat at all because it's not hot in LA. It's hot in the Valley and it's hot in Bakersfield. It's hot in Palmdale, but LA proper, it's not that hot.
You're living in the wrong place, then, Dev.
Yeah.
So once November hits, well, the heat doesn't bother me that much.
Oh,
the 113, I'm just kind of like,
I cannot
but
sleep.
I'm okay with it.
If my house is above like the max 75, 70, I can't sleep.
That's where we sit. 113 heat doesn't bother me.
No, I said 113 gets to the point where I'm like, but I'll survive. I'm okay with it. But our temperature, it stays at 75 in the house. We don't really go above or below.
That's
75.
about as high as it can possibly go for me.
Yeah,
that's
where I have to leave.
That needs to be like
I go to my mother-in-law's house. They keep their house, their thermostat, and it's 78.
64.
And I feel like
that's
I'm burning.
That's where
I'm like, it is
a lot of
hot.
people out here keep theirs at 78. That's typically what it is out here. Like all of my coworkers are like 78 is where we keep it.
It's too much of that yanking me. I'm like, we gotta go. flee to the border. We gotta move up.
64.
That's
64. I would be pissed. I'd be fucking freezing. I'd have on a hoodie. I'd be under blankets. It's too much. It's too much.
See, I want the temperature to be cold enough that I always want to be very comfortable in a hoodie. That's like equilibrium. I'm trying to get back to the hoodie. If at all possible, I need to get back to the hoodie.
Hoodie season starts for us in November, and that's where I'm in the hoodie.
That's what you call hoodie season?
That's when it gets, because that's the other thing. It gets really cold. It's like the opposite. So the high is like 60. Like, so
that's not
we
really
go
cold.
from, it's not really cold, but it's a drastic difference.
Yeah, I'm just pointing out because you were like, it gets really cold. Like the high is 60. I'm like, that's not cold at all.
The high is 60. That's cold for me. For here, that's cold. I'll be out there
fall.
like shivering.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like I've been in Minneapolis where it was negative 34.
Like fall.
That's cold.
Yeah, 60 degrees is cold.
Great.
For me.
60 is honestly for me, 60 is like almost ideal. If I could be like high 50s, low 60s at all times, that would be perfect.
75 to like 85 for me is where I want to be.
I used to call it knuckle weather. You want to be cold enough to where like if you like hit or busted your knuckles, like it kind of hurt, and it's like football weather. You know, like your knuckles like kind of, I don't know the right way of playing it. You play football, you know, you get like those rosy knuckles like on the ball where the ball kind of hurts. Like just that kind of cold is perfect. That's ideal cold for me.
I don't have that. We don't have that.
You don't have rosy knuckles there?
No. No, absolutely not. And whatever that you're talking about, we don't have that in Los Angeles. I've never heard that in my life.
That's an Ohio thing, probably.
Yeah, because y'all get actual cold.
Yeah.
We don't have that.
The ball stings because it's so cold. Like it hurts. It's hard. Like that's perfect.
Yeah, it does not happen.
When the weather gets like that toward the fall, I'm like, Jack, you want to go out and throw football? Like it just speaks to me. I'm like, we just got to do something. Like I feel it. It's in my bones.
Yeah. No, thank you. I'll keep my heat.
Dev out here living in damn
cold shit.
Sahara.
Way too hot.
Got a camel to take to work or anything? Like, how does it get out there?
Sure. Sure, let's go. Let's get on this camel.
I'd be rubbing every lamp I came across, apparently. If Dev's is out here in fucking desert, man. How far away are you from the desert?
I don't know.
Like, for you to be that hot, you can't be like that far away from like Death Valley, right? You got to be like generally in the same kind of area.
I have no idea. I honestly don't know where Death Valley is in relation to me. I just know
like that Southern California, Arizona, New Mexico area generally, right?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm in like,
you know where you live at.
You live there, dude.
I'm not in Southern California. It's like what do they call this shit? I forgot what they call it, but it's not. It's not considered SoCal, but it's not like the Bay. We're in between. We're in between Southern California and Northern California, but I don't know where Death Valley is per se, so I can't tell you where I am in relation to it because it's not a place I ever want to go.
Death Valley was 128 yesterday.
Yep. Death Valley, I think, has hit the record temperature for anywhere on Earth ever.
Okay. Yeah. So when I look up Death Valley in Google Maps, it pops up. It's the space between Bakersfield and Las Vegas. You're right next to it. You know, that, of course,
There
that
you
makes
go.
sense.
You're literally right next to it.
I know more about its geography.
How do you not know
It's
that
just
you're
like,
right next
just
to it?
U.S. geography in my mind. I was
Very
like, you gotta be
easily.
close to
Why
Death Valley,
would
right?
I ever want to know where Death Valley is?
It's
I'm
right
not going
next
there.
to you.
It's right next to you.
And
You know the
And
Sequoia National Forest?
I've heard of it. I don't
It's
know where it's
right
at.
up.
Don't
It's
really
right
care.
there. Dude, that's your neighbor.
And
Okay.
I'm not going there. I don't
You
care.
know Lake Isabella?
I've heard of it. Don't know where it's at. People out here talk about it all the time. Remember, I'm not from here, so I don't pay
leave your
attention to
house?
where
How long
any.
have you lived there?
I've lived here for about
As
6
long
years
as
now,
we've done
and I
this.
literally
6
stay.
years?
I stay where I'm at. That's it.
Have
I
you
don't
ever
go. We
driven
don't go adventuring.
78?
We don't go exploring.
Have you ever driven on 178?
Maybe, I don't know.
Like the lake is like 10 miles down 178 from you.
Oh yeah, we ain't going.
And if you go another 10 miles, you're in Death Valley.
Yeah, we ain't going to no lake.
Like you're literally in the hottest place in the fucking country.
We go two places. We go down to LA or we go to Vegas. That's it. We ain't going nowhere else in this area. It's not what we do here.
Everybody else
Stingray
tell you
says
where you
the
live at,
heat isn't too bad because the humidity is low. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we don't have
Dry-
humidity. It's
a
just
dry
dry heat. It's just a dry. The sun is boring a hole in the back of your head heat. We don't have humidity.
Yeah, it was last week here for July for the 4th. It was like 99 degrees and 100% humidity.
Yeah, we don't have humidity at all. It's just a dry.
It's an effort to
irritating
breathe.
heat.
It's an effort to capture air. Like you're just like to remove the water from the air takes effort on your body's part. It's labored breathing. It's more like eating. It's more like you more eat air than you breathe it. What's been
Global
fun?
warming.
An hour and 7 minutes of football.
On a goddamn thing.
Not anything. Nothing about video games at all.
This is a classic
Not at all.
PG episode.
And then we segue right into some deep video game news. What a fucking terrible idea for a podcast. Like we've alienated anybody that would ever listen to us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's just
People
skip
that
the
are
video
here for
games
video
and go right
games,
to the
click
questions.
out. The people that aren't, they're gonna click out now.
Yeah, come look at these goddamn shoes.
In fucking Rocco's Modern Life shoes. Fila makes a resurgence.
Talking about how hot
Jesus.
California is.
I wouldn't trade it for anything, but like,
Yeah.
you gotta wonder why anybody listens to you.
They listen for the shenanigans. The
At least
video
on
games
Shaq
are an
would keep
extra.
a pretty tight ship. Here, there is nothing.
No.
No holds barred over here, PSVG.
Play some video games, maybe.
Yeah, we should probably rethink the change of the name, maybe. Maybe not brand ourselves so much about video games.
Yes, I agree.
Old Man and the Three should be open. Like, we could do that.
No, they're
You
still
just-
doing a show.
Huh?
They're still doing a show. It just doesn't have
Are they?
JJ on it.
Oh, well, then it's not the same.
Yeah, the network still exists. They're still doing shows. It just no JJ. I think this week's episode was Asia Wilson and who was it? I can't remember who the other person
I watched her
was.
play basketball. I watched 2 WNBA games last week.
It's probably the only sport I actually
really
pay
good.
attention to right now. I really like the WNBA.
It's fun to
It's really
watch.
good.
They're like, it's competitive at a lower level that the NBA isn't. I think, where like even the best players aren't like. There's like a level of like not polished, like versus like the NBA game. I think that is entertaining to watch. There's like a lot more fighting for the ball, tips and blocks. It's more like, I don't know the best
They're
way.
a little more aggressive.
There's just a little
That's
more
always
like,
been women's basketball.
there's a little bit more randomness to it. Yeah, it is a grittier game. Like you've got
they'll
there's a
elbow
bit
you in
more
the chest.
fight to it. They have to fight for points there. Right.
Have you
Whereas
ever
like,
played against girls?
I'm not saying it's like better, they're better or worse, but like in the NBA game, the guys I think they're so good, like the skill is so high. You don't really get a whole lot of those. It's like a lot of people just it's like as the NBA says, it's a make or miss league. Like you can fight all you want, but the players are so good. If they just make their shots, like you just lose. That's just how like it goes.
I think women are just way more fit. Women who play basketball are actually more physical than male basketball players. I used to play against the girls team in college and in high school, and they just play way more physical than the guys ever did. It's really weird. I don't know how else to describe it, but they were just way more physical. It wasn't so much like lack of like
they're tougher
finesse or polish. They
I will say that
they just played more physical. It's so weird.
I don't necessarily know if I would agree like across the board, because if you watch college men's basketball, it's a fucking physical game, because it's just like rugby with a basketball, because nobody has any skill. They just plow into each other constantly. Like the whole game is just them running into each other and then jacking up threes. But the ladies are tough. But I am almost inclined to agree with you. I dated volleyball player and our basketball player center in high school, and yeah, man, the girls, they're stiff. They'll catch you with the elbow, they'll catch you with the hip check. Like they are tough. And you get around competitive ladies, and like they fight for keeps. I wonder if it's like I used to have this little debate with my wife from time to time. You'd be like, I wonder if it's like the proper, so many women are like, you gotta be proper and courteous and ladylike, and you get them in the competitive sport and they're like, fuck that. Like it just kind of goes out the window. Because they do get very, very competitive. I do think that competitive might be the better word. I don't see that as much, or I didn't see that as much with men teams in sports. It was more like we're better than you, we're not better than you, but like, it is what it is, all love. No, not with the ladies. It's hate. They hate you. They want you to lose all the time. We're here to bury you.
Yep.
I didn't find a whole lot of that on the teams, at least that I was on.
Yeah, same. Like when I in college, when I would play against the girls' college team and play with the guys, it was just a very different. Like it was way more nonchalant with the guys. The girls were like,
more camaraderie.
We're going to kill you.
Girls were not having any of that. It was us versus them sort of stuff. I was saying the girl I did, her name was Christy. She's tough as hell, dude. Like I play basketball, she just straight pushed me, like put me on the floor, man. I'm like, yo. I remember one time, the first time we went on a date, I was messing with her. I dropped her off, and I was gonna like sneak into her room. She didn't want anybody to go to her room. It was a mess. And I went to go open the door, and she plowed into the door. I never been hip checked so damn hard. I got like thrown right into the door. I was, oh, goodness gracious! You hit me harder than any linebacker hit me. So yeah, I think there's probably some theory there. I watched her today. She was great, by the way.
She's dope.
I had it on. I'm not sure what it is. It's like Roku. Just has like WNBA games on sometimes. I open up my TV and they're like, do you want to watch the game? I have like a splash page. I'm like, sure, I guess. I don't have access to a lot of other sports, live. So she had like 20 and 20. She had her fucking check, folks.
And they play at such weird hours too.
Yeah, that is the other. They're like randomly on. Like, sure, on a Wednesday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, let's watch this. It is very bizarre.
I love the Aces though. Her and Kelsey Plum, those are my players.
I think I'd be more into it if I had a rooting interest. If like if I had a team to root for. If I had somebody in town or something.
I'm still just rooting for players. I don't really care about any teams individually.
Longest guy. I'd never been that way.
I like Kelsey Plum, Sabrina Ionescu. She's a baller. Angel Reese with the Sky. Like I just like players. I don't really care about any of the
TikTok is having a hell of a time with Angel.
I think the world is having a hell of a time with her right now.
It's a really funny one.
The whole her and Caitlin Clark. It's just
they keep having her like throw the ball and miss and throw the ball and miss and throw that. She keeps getting a rebound and keep putting it up. Keeps the other
I've
side
seen that one.
And then you see the stat and it's like 48 rebounds.
She's got the streak right, the longest streak in the WNBA ever of 14 straight double-doubles right now.
Nice.
Yeah. It's good.
Cool.
Video games.
We gotta stop this. We gotta stop doing this. We made fun of it and then ultimately to only fall back into it for minutes. Oh, we were terrible at this. PlayStation video games. PlayStation non-essentials for this month have been announced. You can play them on the 16th. That would include Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion.
That's a good one.
Which one?
Vita
I was
game.
just about to ask, which is that one?
It's the Vita game.
Okay. Remnant 2,
remade video game,
which is a big deal apparently. I saw
that's a good
headlines
one,
about
too.
Remnant. I never played it. Pathfinder, Wrath of Righteous, Mount and Blade 2, Bannerlord. Steep is coming back. But most importantly, you can now play No More Heroes 3 and Travis Strikes Again. And Dev, I know you were looking forward to being able to play both of those.
He was.
Game is very much.
I remember that.
Personally, I think this is very much a hot take. I think Travis Strikes Again is the best of the two. I like that game quite a bit. And I thought No More Heroes 3 was fun, but just okay. Travis Strikes Again was amazing. Delvin, we got asked some time ago, like, what was our favorite, like, bad game? And I couldn't think of anything. I should have said Travis Strikes Again. People hate that game. Like, hate it. Like, give it 2s and 3s and stuff. They can't.
Yeah, people were really hard on it.
They don't understand it. They have no history for the franchise. They don't get it. I think that's more it than anything else, because it is like half 2D action game and then half like visual narrative, like visual novel. The problem is, if you don't know anything about the series or the visual novel, you have no idea it makes no sense. If you don't know anything about Shadows of the Damned, Killer 7, The Silver Case, if you don't know anything about Suda, none of that stuff makes any sense. If you do know and you've played those games, it all makes sense, and it's like a greatest hits of Suda's career. That game, it's awesome. It'd be like if Kojima's new game that he's making, his new espionage game, like pulled all of his other games into it, like PT, and it sourced Metal Gear, and it sourced what's the Walking Death Stranding. They had all of that shit into
Snatcher.
one game, and he made that game. People would lose their shit, right? That's kind of what Travis Strikes Again was. It's pretty awesome.
It is. It's really good.
I'd pay $3 not to play it.
Wow. On the premium side, if you have that tier, you can get Job Simulator, Summoner, Ratchet and Clank Size Matters. And
That was also a Vita game? Was that a PSP game?
Jean d'Arc? Yeah, I don't know. One of the Job Simulators, a VR game.
Thought Size Matters with the PS2 game. Let me look it up.
I thought that was up your arsenal. Either way, I've never played any of them. I don't
know. So those are your non-essentials update for the month. Go play some video games. The more important talk I think that we're supposed to be having tonight is that yesterday afternoon, I don't know what timing was. I was very busy. Game Pass got a bunch of new shit that was added to Game Pass, a bunch of changes.
We're both right, Dev, to answer the question. It's a PS2 and PSP game. PSP game.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Both.
So Game Pass is getting new rules, new tiers, and new prices starting this September. And I've made a little rundown. So I'll just read them all, and we can talk about what it means. So Xbox Game Pass Core is the lowest tier that they offer. This used to be called Xbox Live Gold. It's your online multiplayer access on console, and you get like, I don't know, it's like 30 games you can play. But the games are really throw-in. That price is being increased to $75 a year, up from $60. You can still go month to month if you want, so it's still $9.99 a month, but they've raised the price. This is the same thing that, if you remember years ago, they tried to raise the price of Xbox Live Gold and everybody lost their shit because they were trying to move everybody to Game Pass. So here we are. We've had them like slowly but surely bring this service into Game Pass, and now again begin to raise the price. Starting this September, Game Pass Ultimate will increase $3 a month to $19.99 a month, up from, I think it was like $16.99 a month. So $20 a month, which is exactly where at least I thought it was going to go and should be, especially ahead of Call of Duty's inclusion. But it's another increase. PC Game Pass subscriptions are also going up from $9.99 to $11.99 a month. So it only goes up $2. And then starting this September, there will be a new tier. Now, it's going to essentially replace the Game Pass for console tier that they have now, the Xbox PC, Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass, console only version. But if you have the console only version of Game Pass now and you don't do anything, your plan's going to stay the same. They're still going to honor that subscription for now. So you just stay there and none of this really changes you. If you don't have Game Pass at all and you're a new subscriber, starting in September, you'll have the option to subscribe to Xbox Game Pass Standard. It's just for the console. It's $14.99 a month. It has no access to day one releases on Game Pass. So this is more like that EA model, that Ubisoft Classics model, where you get the back catalog. Here's our collection of games. And you can subscribe to for $15 a month instead of $20, and you can get this stuff, but you won't get the day and date day one games. It also does not have cloud gaming, so you can't do any streaming with this on your phone or remote or anything else. Like I said, this is really only for new subscribers. If you're an existing subscriber, you'll still get your day one games as long as you don't cancel or upgrade. Also, starting this September, you will no longer be allowed to stack Game Pass for more than 13 months. So today, you can stack up to 36 months. And you've been able to do that for a few years now, many years. So starting in September, they will cap you at 13 months. And you just won't be able to do anything else. So there's a lot there. I'll just give you my thoughts and then you guys can chime in. I'm not surprised that the price is going up. I think we all knew it would. They've been talking about it, or they've been talking about, like, Phil's been like, yeah, eventually they all go up. We know the other subscriptions go up. I'm not particularly happy that they've done it. I think it would have been really nice when you've strung out people for so long with Call of Duty to at least let them get like one Call of Duty game first. They're like, we've got to raise the price for Call of Duty. It's like, how about you do the Call of Duty part first, though? That you actually give people something before you raise it. The other thing is, I think this should probably go without saying. People have heard me for a long time know my thoughts on Game Pass. I think all this tiers and shit is nonsense. I hate that they're doing this. I think it should just be one tier. And I've made the case for a long time. It's Game Pass. It's $20 a month on any fucking thing you want to play it on. Done. I also would make online free. So, like, goes to show what I know. I'd probably lose them a lot of money because they're not doing any damn thing that I think is a good idea. They're literally doing the opposite. They are breaking this thing out into as many different specific tiers as possible. My take from this overall is that I think it's pretty clear that they're trying to price this thing out to move people to the $20 tier as much as they can without forcing people to like quit, without giving you like a binary choice. Either you do this or you quit. They're trying their best to like give you the value proposition to, you should probably just be in the $20 tier, right? They're kind of moving things around and taking things away. And them splitting off the day one on Game Pass thing is interesting because that's been their moniker for years. Play it day one on Game Pass. What the hell happens to that advertisement now and those commercials going forward? I'm sure they'll still say it.
Yeah,
maybe they'll say
it. There's an asterisk.
They'll probably be, I was going to say, or maybe they'll start saying Ultimate. Play it day one on Game Pass Ultimate. Maybe they'll do something like that. If it were me, I think consolidation instead of the opposite would make more sense here. I would have introduced a streaming only tier that was super cheap. I don't know. I'm surprised.
That's a great idea, actually.
I'm really shocked that that's not a thing here. Especially as they just rolled out their support for Fire devices and things like that. Like, as more and more they do that, I think offer people the option to just stream, and you could even like maybe partner with like a Netflix or something or a Luna and add your stuff into there too. I'm surprised that that's not a thing, but I'm not surprised that they've raised the price. I don't think I wrote this down, but there are rumors. Insider Gaming reported this morning that Modern Warfare 3 should be announced for Game Pass like soon. They thought it maybe today. So it looks like there's another shoe to drop here. Maybe the Gamescom is coming up soon. Maybe we're about to get a lot of Call of Duty support. And yeah, that's just it. That's my thoughts. That's where I am.
I think it all makes sense. I think it all fits. I know a lot of people who don't give a shit about Game Pass and are like, I just want to play Call of Duty. But I don't want to pay Game Pass. I'm only going to play Call of Duty. So I'm going to go ahead and get that Game Pass core so I can be online, pay my $70 a year, get my Call of Duty, and I'm done. So I totally understand that. I think if you were to only have Ultimate, and now in order for me to play online, I have to have Ultimate, I think you end up turning a lot of people away. So I think you still have to have that lower tier for those people who just aren't going to play a bunch of the games. Yeah, I really just play Call of Duty. I really just play Madden. I play those games day one. So I'm going to buy them day one. I don't want to pay $200 something a year for this service that I'm never going to use.
Yep.
So that's why you still got to have those tiers. Otherwise, you're just going to end up losing more customers. So I totally get the tiers, and I think the price makes sense. I don't think it's egregious in any real way, shape, or form.
I don't either.
It
My only issue price-wise, I saw a lot of people, they're like, well, like everybody raised the price. It's been a long time. They raised the price last year. It was back-to-back years that they've raised the price, and I'm hoping that they'll at least stay at 20 for a little bit. I don't think they will. I think the inclusion of a tier that doesn't have day one games sets up the future where the day one game tier is more expensive. So I expect like maybe there'll be more of a gap there going forward. I wouldn't be surprised if day one games is like a $30 tier in the future or something like that. They'll probably move to 24, 25, and I think they're going to put some space there between. They want to get for the folks that are like quote unquote cannibalizing sales, Gears of War and Call of Duty and Halo, they're going to try to get more money out of those people. And if you don't, I honestly wonder how many people don't care about the day one games part. Like these subscription services as a whole, PlayStation Plus, the non-essentials, Ubisoft, EA, they are becoming more, I think, in the last 18 months, let's say, more of like a give us your subscription and we'll just give you our back catalog. And we'll throw stuff in there and you can play it if you want. It's almost like it's like an accessory, right? It's like we just have some games here if you want. But if you want to play the newest game, you still got to buy the game. And I'm wondering if this definitely looks like they're trying to maybe inch closer to that territory.
Yeah. I mean,
all of it makes sense to me, honestly.
I think there are a lot of people who are super excited for the day one games, but I think there's a lot of people that just don't have time to play everything day one. So it's just like,
or a lot of the niche stuff. Like, I mean, I said this leading up to, I don't think a lot of people care about Hellblade at all. I just think it's a super niche game. I love it. It's still my favorite game that I've played this year, but it's not popular, and that's okay. It doesn't need to be popular, right? But I'm wondering, like, there's a lot of people that I think would like, I'll totally like play Starfield a year after it releases, like when it's fixed. Like you can put Starfield, like I don't need to play Starfield right away. And like you said, yeah, there's a ton of stuff to play. Yeah.
It's that low, like, okay, if there's no game that I'm super excited about coming to it, I'm not really worried about it. And then if I'm playing something and then something does come later, then I'll jump into it. But otherwise, I'm not too worried about it.
John 32 says play on PC. Apparently, the PC tier is as good as Ultimate. I mean, for the last 2 years or so, I mean, to be honest with you, John, to answer your question, I would say this is future Donnie's problem because I have Game Pass for a year. So, like, when this came out, I was like, well, I mean, I stacked Game Pass for a long time for this very reason. I kept telling everybody the price is going to go up. So I'm stacked. So I don't really care what they're doing with it until 2027. But that said, I think I've said this many times already. If I haven't, I definitely have in the Discord. Whenever that time comes for me to like reevaluate my Game Pass, I've long thought that I would just drop down to the PC version. It's just where I play the majority of it's nothing to do with the console or anything. It's just where I play most of my games. I play on PC. So like I'm already kind of there with you. And yeah, I think it is the better the value of the equation because you're paying for online on console. And I just think that's kind of shit. I don't think you should. And it's not unreal. Every console makes you pay for online. Nintendo,
host the servers.
It's just the console. It's the cost of the console. You get cheaper hardware, and they make it up on the services on the back end. It's just how that works. But yeah, I put my money into my PC, and I've long thought about if I could drop my Game Pass Ultimate now and like convert to PC even longer, I would. I would just extend my Game Pass out even more, but you can't. So I'm locked into Game Pass Ultimate until it runs out, and then I'll probably drop to PC. If it's even there by then. Who fucking knows what Game Pass is like come 2028? I don't know if we'll make it, guys. I don't know if we'll be here.
Who knows? The world is going to burn up before then.
It's a really tricky place out there.
Very likely.
We're going to beat them again in 2020, he said. I couldn't believe it. Oh, no. Top comment was like, he doesn't even know what day it is. I'm like, you can't deny that. Like, are we sure he doesn't know it? I think he doesn't. So, yeah, I think I'm good through August of 2027 or something. I looked at yesterday. I've got Game Pass for a long time.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. So I was laughing on Threads. I was posting laughing kisses. I was watching all these people melt down and be upset. I was like, I tried to warn y'all. Like, I don't know. Like, for years, I was like, get as much of it. Every buy two, get one, buy one, get two. Every free month of Game Pass I could get, I grabbed. And yeah, I'm better for it today. I got Call of Duty for years. So many free Call of Duties coming my way.
Can't beat that.
Nope.
Any other thoughts on that?
I don't have any other, but I Can't See says, with the price hike coming to Game Pass, would you be okay with Xbox limiting third party and focusing more on the ABK back catalog?
The way that you shape the question, I Can't See, I'm going to disagree with, but I like the idea. I've kind of pitched this for some time. I think a first party only Game Pass is the best way to like potentially get Game Pass on another console, because you're not encroaching on their third party stuff. So I think that makes sense. And I think Xbox is getting close to the point where they could justify having a first party only, offering. But the way you've questioned it, with the price hike coming, is it okay if you get less stuff? Absolutely not. Like, they just raised the price. So no, I would be upset if I got less third party, less indies, less stuff from them, and it was just more and more of the same old stuff. No, I would not be okay. You just raised the price. So at the very least, I would like to keep getting the same amount of stuff we've been getting plus Call of Duty. You start taking stuff away, that feels worse.
Yeah.
I was kind of pitching that idea. You get Game Pass on PlayStation and Switch by not raising the price. You keep it at $15 a month, but it's just first party. Right, like you just stop doing as many indie games and third-party deals. You just get to the point where, no, it's just our internal studios, and I think $15 a month makes a lot of sense. Get Call of Duty, bolstered by Call of Duty, but also, Overwatch and Starfield and Bethesda and all that. It makes sense. Pretty good deal.
Yeah. And Delvin would have the best of everything because he can get rid of his Xbox and play everything on PlayStation.
I don't know why he has an Xbox now. Did you hear me? Or no, was it on? Yeah, it was the week you were out, and you were out. Delvin he's on PSXP after the Xbox show, and he was like, the whole time I was wondering if I can play any of these on my PlayStation. I'm like, you have an Xbox. Why are you wondering if you can play it on when you have the console? Like, you have it.
Fun.
And he has Game Pass. He's like, I wonder. Like, he's like, I wonder if I can pay extra money to play these on a different machine. It's like, why?
And you wonder why I'm trying to get this man to stop spending all this money.
Like, why do you have a console? No. If that was even a thought in your head, why even have the console? That's the whole point of buying the console. You've bought the console, so you don't have to worry about it.
Looks nice on the cabinet.
Oh my goodness!
It's like, I'm here for the feng shui. I'm here for the looks.
I can't.
It looks nice having all of them.
I can't deal with the amount of
the fashion company now.
With the level to which the dots don't connect over in that side of the planet. Like, I don't. The irrationality breaks my brain. Like I don't understand.
Very rational.
No, it's not.
Very rational. Completely.
Sell that, but he also has the VR too. Like, it makes no sense.
Now that was a mistake.
He
has everything. He's just like, I'm gonna get it all. And I'm going to play everything on PlayStation.
Like, why?
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Why?
He's loyal to the soil.
Yeah, got to support the home team.
If they announce another Horizon game, I wouldn't be like, well, I wonder if I can play that one on Switch. I have the PlayStation. It's like I have the console. I don't have to wonder.
Yeah,
it's here.
But, but that's different because it's a PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
With Xbox, the score goes down automatically.
I think a first-party tier of Game Pass on PlayStation would sell like fucking gangbusters. They would make so much money. They'd probably add 10 or 20 million subscribers.
Yeah, I'd buy them all.
Yeah.
Delvin would definitely have that and still have Game Pass on Xbox.
Yeah, look how great this looks on PlayStation. Why they put it on Xbox in the first place?
Wow.
Why was it here?
Ori on PlayStation, so much better than Ori on
So
that.
much better.
The
Look
S
at the ray
is so
tracing.
fast. It's so powerful. It's too fast. So anyway, yeah, Game Pass soaring. New options, new tiers, new prices. Be excited. I wrote down a bunch of stuff for NCAA football that you guys just glossed over last week. I'm not going to read all of this.
We didn't gloss over. We tried to read it.
We tried.
Like,
we
fuck
just
like,
didn't have it in us.
absolutely not.
I just wanted to. I'll point out a couple of things. So we're a week out from the game coming out for early access, folks. A little week and a half for actual release. And they did talk about like recruiting, which I think is like the thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about the most, because we've talked about leading up to the game. College football landscape is totally different. We're paying players, got transfer portal, kids are transferring 5-6 times in their career. Like it's kind of wild west, and we're wondering how the game is going to like work with that. So when you're recruiting kids to come to play for your team, every player has what they call, not every player, I think it's like the higher tier players, they have what is considered a deal breaker. And if you make them like a promise on that deal breaker and you go against it, they'll transfer. So for example, if you go out and you promise a kid he's going to start as a freshman, or that you won't recruit, like another freshman to come in and compete with him, and then you do it anyway, they'll leave. Also, it's based on like the school's like prestige, like how many recruiting points you have. So just naturally based on that system, that currency that they're creating, the better school you're at, the more recruiting points or whatever they're calling it, you can put into your recruiting.
Better player you're going to get.
Better player. Yeah. So you can't like, I'm writing you a check for $50,000 to come play for me. You can spend more points on a player than a lower tier school can. So it's like kind of the same thing, but not the same thing. I'm kind of upset. I wanted the bag man. I wanted to be like, I'm sending Booster Johnny over there with $150K. I need you to come sign for the Buckeyes.
You want to be Uncle Luke.
Yeah, I wanted the chaos. Like I wanted the sleaze. I thought it would have been fun. You can realign your own conferences. So you can make up to a 22 team, I think, power conference, and you can break them all down. The cool thing that I thought, like a small detail thing, if you switch colleges into different conferences, all the logos on all the jerseys, the helmets, the field, the stadium, they'll all change. So the game will keep track of where those schools are going. I plan on using this because I kind of hate a lot of what's happened. So I'm going to I'm going to put the Pac-12 back together. Like what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Stanford and Cal back over there with Oregon State and Washington State. I'm going to rip like half of the Mountain West apart and put them in there because the Mountain West sucks anyway. And I'm thinking I may try to do the same thing with like the Big East. I may try to put the Big East back. I may just dismantle the ACC. The ACC sucks anyway. Just put the Big East back together and the Pac-12 back together. Put UConn and Pitt and Virginia Tech and put them together and then send the other schools back out to the Pac-12. It's super cool.
You got to put John 32's message up there like an ESPN ticker.
What's that? Oh shit! No way.
See.
Copa America, Uruguay players attack the Colombian fans. Hey,
the stands.
There's a lot of stands. I wouldn't run into the stands attacking Colombians, man. I'm just saying.
Absolutely not. You lost your fucking mind.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
You may not make it out of the country. Like that's not great, man.
No.
Of all the places to do that in, that's not the one in my mind.
I would not do it. Absolutely not. No fucking way.
All of a sudden, the plane may have mechanical issues. There's a lot of shit that goes on down there. Let's see here. The other stuff was just kind of details about the game. You're gonna have coaching trees and progress trackers and all of that stuff.
Sounds really cool.
The game looks really cool. Like all of the details that they're doing, it's very detailed. It's different. Like I said earlier, the game's going to play differently than Madden by far. It's way more arcadey than I ever imagined it. Mm-hmm. I like the little different mechanics that they've added to it, so it's going to feel different. They talked about earlier. So when you throw a pass, you get this meter that fills and it changes colors. And if you hold on to the ball for too long, it affects the accuracy of your throw. And it lets you, like, for the first time ever, like, you can, the old games were not really good at like letting you throw like over the shoulder type passes, like the drop it difficult bread basket type thing. This game, you're going to be able to do that. You can also disguise coverages, which is really cool. So you can like set like you can just like, I want to play cover 2, but I want to show cover 4, or I want to show cover 1. Like, I'm not going to get into it because
hasn't that been in Madden for a while?
I'm not that deep into Madden to know. I think probably, yeah. I think so.
Yeah, my boys do that stuff all the time.
But you can't do that in any of the NCAA games. Well, I mean, and they showed that
years ago
in their demonstration. They showed that and how that works. And then they spy and then pulled off the spy and they came across and took the interception. And I was like, I think the folks online are gonna fucking, like, the people that are playing online dining, they're gonna eat this shit up. That's gonna be. It really looks like.
My boys are already in an NCAA league. They're already in a league.
Yeah. It really looks like
they're insane.
Die-hard fans of this franchise made the game. It's like really what it looks like.
That's dope.
One thing that I want to say, so I'm watching all the videos that they're releasing. Like every day they've got new stuff coming out. Yesterday, the day before, they released the gameplay trailer where they had like 20 minutes of a game actually being played. You could watch every play and all that. And the top comment on the YouTube channel was, enjoy it while you can, because it's going to be the same game next year. That's so funny and true. And I think that's how sports games make their money. And I don't hate them for that, but like this first one, I think is going to feel special, so
yep.
Very excited. That comes out next week. So be excited. The next gen version of NBA 2K is coming to PC this year for the first time. So they're still getting up to this point, they'll be getting the last gen versions of the game. So this year, PC is actually in the PlayStation 5 and Series boat. It launches September 6th.
Can I change the cover athlete in PC?
I'm sorry?
Can I just change the cover athlete in PC?
Yeah, you can.
There's 2 other versions you can buy.
You can do that. No, I mean, Steam, you can make any cover you want. Like, that's the beauty of the PCs. You can make each icon as much as you want.
It's a different cover athlete on the cover. But when you boot up the game, it shows the original cover athlete.
Of course, yeah, because that's in the...
until the season changes.
Splash page,
I want him off the cover completely.
Well, I can't.
Well, then you just have to wait until they change to the next season and then download it then.
Yeah, so as they're alluding to, the game launches September 6th, and Jason Tatum from the Boston Celtics is the cover athlete.
I refuse to buy a game with Jason Tatum.
For those that hate Boston, there's a WNBA edition of the game, which is graced by Asia Wilson.
I'll buy that.
There's also the Hall of Fame edition, which has Vince Carter, Vinsanity.
I'll buy that too.
Yeah.
This Jason Tatum shit, absolutely not.
No. There'll be no Jason Tatum. No, thank you.
No.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on buying 2K this year because I'm still like perfectly fine with the 2K I have. But seeing him on the cover, that cemented. I was like, now I'm not even buying it.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I'm just skipping this all together.
It's gonna be the lowest sold NBA 2K ever. Just based on the cover art alone, like nobody's buying.
Talk about not wanting money.
Mm-hmm.
This is a more controversial decision than Xbox. Like,
I wish they opened it up, not just open it up to fans, but like, I don't like the popularity contest, but I wish there were more classic options for the cover. I've always liked it. Like, I understand that they want to sell and they have like, the current athlete on the cover, but I always liked it more when there was like the past athletes on the cover. I think it's fun. It's like a cool way to pay.
I mean, that's what they do. The Hall of Fame versions to do that.
Yeah,
you got to pay extra for those.
I'll pay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
we know, Delvin. You're gonna not get whatever the extras are, though.
I will pay for them to take him off the
had
cover.
like Jordan on it and stuff like that. I think it'd be cool if we could get more of that.
Can I pay for a cover with just not him on it? Just like a blank white cover? Say NBA 2K.
The GameStop cover, get the GameStop pre-owned cover. Just like
Cut off
GameStop
with that.
NBA 2K. I'm sure you can have like you make your own. You can go to Etsy and have somebody design you one. Put anybody you want. You put you on the cover. Dylan
That's a
Cox,
good idea.
2K4, 2K24.
Put me on the cover like a box of Wheaties. I like it.
Dig it.
That'll sell some covers.
Metro Awakening is getting got a blog update today on the PlayStation blog where they talked about all the new tech and the new stuff. There's some new screenshots and the pre-orders are coming this September.
It's coming out for PlayStation 6.
It's your PSVR. It's your VR2 game.
Yeah. Stingray will buy it. That's
really
the only
good.
copy that's going to be sold. Stingray
It looks
X is
really
gonna buy
good.
it, and that's
If you
it.
have a VR headset, any of them, you should be like it should be on your
I
to-do
guess I'll
list.
dust it off.
No, you won't.
It's a
No, I
prequel,
won't.
and it looks nice. I think it just
Isn't
generally
all of them like
looks good.
prequels? Don't they keep like doing prequels to the prequel
It
with
just
the
keeps
Metro
going
games?
further back instead of forward. It's like,
Yeah,
and before then, that's actually not a bad idea.
that's totally what they've been doing.
Arc System Works announced today that there's a new 3D Double Dragon game dubbed Double Dragon Revive coming to PlayStation 5, 4, Xbox Series, and 1 and PC next year.
They
Huge
lost
Double
me at
Dragon on
3D.
it. And you can see pictures of it in development. It's in Famitsu. So just Google it. You can see like the Famitsu spread and you can kind of see what it looks like.
It looks like the original Double Dragon Delvin.
Okay.
I mean, it's modern though. It doesn't look like the original. It's modern.
It's still pixel. It's still pixels and stuff.
So that doesn't look like
It's so
3D.
it's like
No, it's a 3D game. It's like Streets of Rage 4, but Double Dragon.
yeah.
Okay. I'll look at it.
I mean, it's not till next year, so I wouldn't go too far out of your way. And then the last news story they have, Pocket Pair has established Pal World Entertainment, a joint venture with Sony Music Entertainment and Aniplex brands to, quote, accelerate the multifaceted global development of the Pal World brand. So they are readying plushies and T-shirts, and they're going to try to
Power
poke
World
these
Anime.
motherfuckers.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't know if
Power
people
World
got into
California
the
with
Power World
guns.
like that.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't know if people are that into Power World.
Probably not.
I don't think so, but they're going to try, and good for them. I think the game is. I didn't have this down as a rumor, but I do think it's a rumor. The game is probably set to launch on PlayStation 5 soon.
Yeah.
I don't know whatever exclusivity they had, but it seems like they're readying a PlayStation 5 announcement.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think it'll find a whole new audience there.
Hopefully,
Power was pretty fun.
put it on Switch. It's okay.
Yokai Watch should
It's
have
not
did that.
Pokemon,
In the US.
right? People are like but it's not. It's not anything like
It's
a
not.
Pokemon game. You know, it's like so. The idea of just because you have little monsters, it's going to be the same. I don't think that's going to work out the way people think it is.
It's fun though.
Yeah. I think Yokai is a much more direct comparison. I like Power. It's okay. Not enough to keep playing it, but it was okay. Anyway, that's the news.
All right. Jumped into our Rude Day segments. He says a couple of new games should be out next week, but for now, still no scoring update. My Game Pass stacking brother Donnie has 32. Will he play a game on Game Pass or buy it on PlayStation? Delvin has 27.
PlayStation, baby.
And fuck Boston, Devin has 26.
It's not even a question. He's just going to buy it on PlayStation.
Yeah, we already
I
know.
asked it before. I don't
Doesn't make any sense. You're going to buy Call of Duty on PlayStation.
Of course.
Doesn't have to make sense.
Wow.
It's because it's going to be a 7 on Xbox and a 9 on
Why do you
PlayStation.
have Game Pass? Why even have
I
it?
don't know.
Because it looks good. It looks nice.
You
we
can't
sure
have
boots
a
up the
console
system
without
occasionally?
Game
It
Pass.
Sure,
looks
his
pretty.
Game Pass subscription is active?
Yeah, it's active. Still.
I
I
mean,
mean, it's Delvin.
it's
Delvin. I know it's active.
It's active.
Delvin just buys shit. It's what he does.
just got it like that.
I was playing Hell.
He's just
I was playing
rolling
Hellblade the other day. It's active.
I tell you, I'm strapped. Like, we may have to buy another car, and I spent like half the day looking, and I'm like dreading even the idea of doing it. Car market is such shit right now here in Atlanta.
Yes, it is. It's terrible.
You're either buying some old
general.
shit that has like 180,000 miles on it, or you're paying like 20 grand for like some 2014. Like, I'm like, how does anybody? I'm not sure if I'm the only one. I can't be the only one. So if you're out there, feel the same way. Just know that we're kindred spirits. I am constantly. It's an everyday activity. me looking at the world, wondering how anybody makes it, like how anybody's existing. Like, who's buying any of this? Where does all the money come from? I do well. If I was telling my wife this morning as we were lambasting over our current situation, if you had told 16-year-old me that I would ever attain the salary that I'm paid now, I would have told you I was rich.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'd have 6 cars. And I feel like I can't even afford a used car. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
Mm-hmm. Same.
Oh.
Same.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Terrible. So, true or false, there's going to be one more price hike for either Xbox Game Pass, PS Plus, or Nintendo Online before the year ends. Just one of them will need an increase for it to be true. Donnie, you're in the lead. You must choose first.
False.
Delvin?
I'm going to go false.
I, too, am going with false. I don't think anybody raises any prices because Game Pass did that, so we don't have to.
My only holdout.
We look better by not doing it.
I was the only thing that would give me pause is if Nintendo introduced like a GameCube tier. You know, I could see them doing something like, would that count as because you wouldn't necessarily have to have it.
That's just a new tier.
It's an expansion. It's an add-on to the service.
That's not an increase. I wouldn't say.
We'd have to wait for the Rude to decide.
Yeah, he's our Supreme Court justice.
Feel like PlayStation would just be like, fuck it. Y'all already paying more for Xbox. Just come over here.
Well, they've already raised it. Didn't they just raise theirs?
They don't care. They'll raise it again. That don't stop them.
Right, it was last year, and you're right. You're right.
They know who they are. They know what they got. And they'll raise that shit and be like, look, it's PlayStation.
That's what it is.
We do here.
Yeah, stay mad.
They charge us the most for PS1 classic games.
Right.
You're right. Wait a minute. PlayStation 3.
Not us. You.
Right? They may have the PlayStation 3 games coming. Like, oh, sorry. Got to pay extra for that. Emulation costs. We have to get Duck Station running. I can't it costs extra money. We had to get Duck Station going, so that'll cost you $300. Thanks. Like, what the fuck?
I can do this on my Steam Deck. Well,
right.
Can't do it on your PlayStation.
You can't. You don't understand. It's the emotion
it's too complicated.
Processor.
It's too fast.
Very big.
It's too many rays being traced. We need you to pay extra for this service.
The 487 gigaflops per second just couldn't handle it. We had to get in there and move the accelerometer and the flux actuator. And what the
PlayStation needs a new alternator.
Oh man. True or false? The EA college football game will outsell Madden 25 on the final US NPD. Typically, Madden outsells the college football game, with the last sales data being in the first week, Madden 15 sold 600,000 more than NCAA 2014. Will it change, though, after college football's 10-year absence?
No.
I'm going to go, yeah. I think college football is going to sell more than Madden this year.
It's a bold stake. I don't think so.
You know what? Do I side with Donnie and Dev?
Caught between a rock and a hard place.
Side with yourself. Don't let us influence you. Donnie didn't influence me.
Oh.
Be a man, Hogan.
My gut says no.
Then do that.
So I'm going to go with my gut. No.
There you go.
Yeah, don't. You can just give your answer, or you can play the game and try to gain points. You know. But yeah, that's just my answer. Madden is a top seller most every year, has a built-in fan base. This is more or less, to most people, this is a new IP. And college football is having somewhat of a renaissance. It's very popular, maybe more popular than it's ever been. It's still not anywhere near as popular as the NFL. It's not even close. So I don't know if that means attributing to the game market, but I'm just going to hold out and say that I think it is.
I just think that everybody who already has Madden is probably going to buy NCAA, and then you're going to have the people that are also buying consoles just to play NCAA because they don't give a shit about Madden.
I think they buy both.
It's going to sell more.
I do think there's still a lot of
I think people are going to buy both.
Yeah. The people that buy Madden are just going to buy Madden. They're not going to not buy Madden because NCAA's here. They're going to keep buying Madden.
Yeah, no. I think those people are going to have both, and then you're going to have the people who buy the console just to play NCAA now. So that's why I think they're going to sell more.
There will be. It's not it's a good line. I'm not saying you're.
We'll see.
I'm not saying you're definitely really wrong. Close. I'm just. I don't. I would be surprised if it was really close. Like I would expect Madden to outsell NCAA by a healthy margin. You also got to think about like not that it super matters, but I think you're maybe underestimating the global reach of something like a Madden versus a college football.
No.
You know, but we'll see.
In NCAA, I trust. People be bad at Madden, so.
I mean, I'm not buying Madden. I'm getting one, and it's just NCAA. So I'm like on that team, but I don't buy Madden anyway. I haven't bought Madden in years because of EA Play. I don't buy Madden anymore. Just wait for that shit to hit the vault. I'm more than capable of playing last year's Madden until the new one shows up. I'm interested to see what they do with NCAA football in the vault. Do they throw that in the vault at some point?
I'm sure they do.
Do they
probably?
Do they do the same thing as like after the college football championship? They throw in the vault.
Probably.
That's
throw it in there.
That's not a really long run time for this game. It comes out here late July, and that's the game's out in February.
It's no real difference than what they do with Madden. It's the same runtime.
But the only difference is that Madden is an annualized franchise, and this is the first one in some time. I wouldn't be surprised if it were me. I won't say I won't be surprised. If it were me, I'd hold on to it a little longer because it's the first one out. I maybe hold on to this one until they're ready to announce the next one, and then maybe drop it then as a part of the announcement.
I think depending on how well it sells or how bad it sells is going to determine what they do.
Very good point. Very good point. I thought I saw Sean in the chat.
All right.
Yes.
Like, Smoking Joe, you are fired. Fired. It's time for Smoking Joe to go. He's got to go. He's no longer working here.
What does Canada think of college football? Do they even know our college teams or anything like that? Are they aware of that? Because I know the UK, they're like, I saw people interviewing people about college football, and people were like, what? Like, they didn't even understand, like, college sports. They're like, why isn't this amateur? Like, this is professional sports. Like, they didn't get it.
Because they're smart. That's why.
I know. I'm with you.
Oh, America.
I say that all the time about America. America.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a good fourth?
I did absolutely nothing, which is exactly what I wanted to do. So, yeah.
I painted my deck. I'm fine.
I got to replace stuff on my deck. Not looking forward to it.
I don't have a deck.
Go make one.
It just catch on fire anyway.
Dev.
This is true. We just got
that is also true.
On fire.
Just burn down.
Yeah, I mean, I just think wood spontaneously combusts where it lives. That's why everything's on fire and shit. He's like, we got a wildfire. Yeah, no shit, you have a wildfire. It's 125 degrees outside.
Yeah.
A fucking magnifying glass is a threat to public security out there. Like,
California trees.
Weapon of
Just
mass
walk outside and
destruction.
take my glasses off. Yeah. All bad.
Surprised anything grows.
Yeah.
What do you have a gardener for? What does he do?
Because the grass grows.
What, does he come and trim your cactus or some shit? Like, what's going on there? Is he?
Whoa. This is not Arizona. All right.
Are you sure? It's right by. It's right next to it. You're right there. Grass.
Arizona, I go outside. My wife's flip flops melted when she started walking down the sidewalk. That doesn't happen out here. Arizona's on some other shit. All right.
Press X to doubt. You didn't know that the damn Death Valley was next to you. Like, yeah, I don't know about
as far as I'm concerned, it's far enough away to where it ain't next to me at all. I ain't never going to no Death Valley. It ain't close. It ain't close enough.
You live there.
No.
You're not going because you have to go.
You're there.
You're essentially there. That's like LeBron being like, I'm not from Cleveland. Well, fuck, you're from Akron.
I'm not from Bakersfield.
That's clear.
In this place.
Like, same difference, dude.
Nah.
To the rest of the world, this is the same thing. You're all in the same place.
Nah. Absolutely not.
Yep.
Absolutely the fuck not.
If you can get to Death Valley in a tank of gas, you live in Death Valley.
I agree.
I don't know the way, so I'm just gonna say no. I can't do it. Won't happen. Can't do it. It's not real. Doesn't exist. Y'all ready for some questions? All right. TPR says, what's the most egregious mandatory price increase on a subscription that you kept?
I remember when Netflix raised the price like $2 and Delvin had a fucking meltdown.
Goddamn right. Because you know why? Because they raised it and goddamn get after that.
They don't raise it again.
Thank you, Snurts.
Snurts, I looked it up on the map. They're right next to each other on the map, so it counts.
It's not close. I don't think you guys understand how big California is.
I probably don't, but it's on the map, so it's pretty close.
Shit is far.
It's on the map. Look, I looked up Death Valley, and it was Vegas, Death Valley, Bakersfield. There's one line that goes right through both of them. It's close. You're in the same constellation as Death Valley. It's the same thing. Yeah. You white, you're Ben Affleck. Okay? It's the same thing.
I agree.
So
I don't even know what to say about that.
It depends on the subscription. That's the best way to answer the question.
You know what? PlayStation Plus. The way that
I've never felt that any of them have been egregious, so
It went from $50 to $140.
That's true. Yeah, if you look at it like that, she went from $59.99 a year. It's like $180. You're like, what the?
What subscription did you have that went up to that?
The premium. It's the premium idea.
It's the premium.
Just how expensive it all got.
Yeah, nah, mine went up $10. I don't know what you're talking about. So
I just canceled mine. I have no interest in PlayStation Plus.
Yeah,
nothing's been egregious enough for me to call it egregious.
That era? They're like, look, we got some tiers for y'all. If you want to play this game, you have to have the $50 tier. But if you want to play these games, you have to have the $70 tier.
Yeah.
But if you want to play this, you have to have the $100 tier. Like, fuck off. No.
And you bought the $100 tier, so you really didn't say
ever
fuck
since
off.
you
No, I did not. I was already in the
understand.
$100 tier. I was grandfathered in because I had PlayStation Now.
Yeah, and are you still subscribed to the premium tier?
Yes, because my PlayStation Now doesn't end until this year.
Okay. And what are you gonna do when it ends?
I pulled the Donnie.
Yeah.
I'm not subscribing to that $130 tier. Fuck off.
Yeah, when I bought the PlayStation, I subscribed for 1 month so I could get the discount and the free Netflix, and then I'm not going to play online, and I'm not doing that. Usually play any of those games, So
why do you even have Plus, Delvin?
Because I paid it off until now.
Are you gonna let it lapse?
I'm gonna probably go down to I'm trying to think. Do they let you keep your games that you originally had?
No, if you're not subscribed, you keep the games as long as you stay subscribed.
I will go down to the lowest tier where I can keep my games. The ones I already have.
Yeah, that'd be the base tier, the essential.
Yeah, I'm not doing all that extra shit. No, way too much.
The Netflix is going to go up again before WWE shows up too, right?
I know it is. Yeah. That's what I count.
And you're going to pay it.
Netflix is like, that was my issue when you were being so angry about the Netflix. Like, of all the subscriptions that I have, I feel like Netflix is like one of the ones that give me the most for it. So like,
that's the one I use the least.
I'm
starting using it a lot more.
I don't really use it, but like my whole family uses it all the time. Like they constantly watch Netflix. So I'm like, yeah, it's worth it.
That's the one I use the least.
Like to me,
now I'm gonna start using it more. But no,
the one that I use the most is YouTube. YouTube Premium. I get my music. I get no ads on YouTube. Like I couldn't live without it. And they've raised that thing 2 or 3 times since I've had it, and they can keep raising it. I'm not getting rid of it. Like it would have to be a significant thing for me to even consider it.
Disney Plus and HBO Max are the ones I use the most. I use those all the time.
Oh, for me, Disney Plus is so on the chopping block. Like it is right there.
Man, I use Disney Plus all, especially since they added Hulu into it now. I ain't gonna go nowhere. It's just right in the app.
I have the same thing. I have the Hulu, ESPN, Disney Plus thing. The problem is the ESPN doesn't give you shit for it. Like you really can't watch anything on it besides like
I forgot I had ESPN.
Right. So I do usually watch Hulu every now and again, but once that Venue subscription comes out this fall that does the Fox ESPN sports thing together, I done told the family Disney Plus, it's gone. Nix it. If y'all want it, y'all can pay for it, but I'm done. It's done then. I'll be taking all that money.
Does anyone in your house have Verizon phones?
No.
Well, y'all screwed because it's free with Verizon.
Yep.
Yeah, I have Hulu free with my phone as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
everything.
I have Max free with my internet. I don't pay for Max.
So do I. I have Max free with my internet, Hulu free with my phone.
Paramount free with Walmart.
I pay for Paramount because I like Paramount.
Funny, I have free Paramount, and I just use yours anyway because the logins never changed. So I've never cared to change it out. But I have a Walmart Plus subscription, and I've never considered using it.
I do too.
Yeah.
So we need to just go ahead and switch that. You need to give me your Paramount and it becomes our Paramount, and I can stop paying for it.
I do it whenever you want. Like I don't care.
That is a good idea. We should all just negotiate our streaming stuff.
Here's the thing.
Until they cut that shit off, and they be like, "Yeah, you're not in the same household." Yeah.
I only go year to year on Walmart Plus because it's actually right now. I actually just resubscribed, I think today or yesterday, because they have like the Prime Day Amazon does. Like around this time, Walmart has, I don't know what they call it, Walmart Day or whatever. So you can get Walmart Plus for half off. So it's $50 a year. It's not bad. It's like a free delivery on all of our groceries and stuff.
I think I get it free with AAA now. I think it is.
Nice, really.
Yeah,
I might need to look into AAA for my daughter because that would be a nice.
I think it's AAA.
Because that's my thing. The moment they take that away, or stop the discount, because what I do is every year around this time I let it expire, and then I wait for the email to be like, "Hey, if you want to get it, we get half out," and I rejoin. The moment that goes away, I'm done. Like I'm not so tied to. I could live without Paramount completely. It's like I'm not so tied. It's just a free add-on for me. So,
but I love Paramount Plus.
I love Paramount Plus also. That's probably my most watched outside of Disney Plus.
I don't
have
family watches everything.
I don't get enough like new movies on there. It's just a bunch of old movies.
Oh, I don't watch any movies at all on there. For me, it's all TV shows.
Really good live TV.
Interesting. Yeah, we all have
really good live TV. You just go right over there like watch.
Well, you don't watch TV, so
yeah, I really don't.
I watch all the Star Trek TV shows on there.
All my subscriptions are like, how many horror movies can I watch out of this? It's really like where the value comes.
Shutter.
Well, but Shutter sucks. Shutter's terrible. Shutter gets like one movie every half a year now. You know, it used to be great, but it's a lot of the same stuff. Tubi is where all the horror movies are for sure. And Peacock does a good job of trotting them out there.
I have Peacock too. I get that with my
Netflix has been
AT&T service.
Getting back, they've been getting more stuff lately. I watched their Under Paris, the shark. That movie sucked. Watch that movie and watch Thanksgiving, and then you might change your mind. Thanksgiving's not movie's not so bad.
Madness. All right, so here's an interesting one from Yarden. He says, "Do you guys think you can put together and agree on a top 4 best 80s, 90s cartoon list?" I told him absolutely not.
I think we can agree. I think me and Dev can agree on one.
No, I think all 3 of us can agree on one cartoon. I think there's one cartoon that all 3 of us would agree on, and that's Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah, that's one I agree on that. So we agree on that one. So
I think that's one that we can all agree on. I think that's the only one though.
Okay, Dev, let's go. See if we can go 2 for 2. Transformers.
Absolutely, but I knew Donnie wasn't going to agree on that.
See, that's the problem.
Watching that shit.
What about Gargoyles?
Good, but top 4?
I'm talking to Delvin.
Oh, I think Gargoyles. I'm trying to think. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Gargoyles, but X-Men.
Oh, X-Men for sure.
X-Men needs to be in there. What about you, Donnie? X-Men? God damn it!
I'm thinking you guys are like straight superheroes. I'm thinking Rugrats. I'm thinking Rocco. I'm thinking Dexter.
Those are not in my tops. They're great. I love them, but they're not in my top. And I think our age difference.
Butthead, Daria, Doug. And I would
Doug might make it for me.
Powerpuff Girls.
Doug a lot.
I like Doug.
Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff is good too.
So I would take most of those over, especially if we already have Batman. You're just doubling down on the same thing.
Absolutely not.
Not the same thing, but you know what I mean. The superhero thing. They're doing this. More or less doing the same thing.
It's not, but it's not. There's definitely no agreeing here. It's not going to happen.
No, I don't think we can agree on. I knew.
I'm trying to think. We got one. I'm trying to see if we can get 2.
It's not going to happen.
Include what about The Simpsons? Is that cartoon or is that like adult animation? Do you think South Park, does that count?
I feel like The
like
Simpsons
Futurama,
could probably
King
be
of the
there.
Hill?
I think The Simpsons counts. I mean,
if
South Park,
South
they
Park
all
is
count because
eligible,
they're cartoons.
I would push South Park if they were
I
eligible.
wouldn't. South Park's not in my top four. Nah.
I would put The Simpsons over South Park.
Yeah, I would not.
I would too.
Simpsons,
I put The Simpsons over South
more
Park as well.
iconic, in my opinion.
Can't agree. I didn't think we would.
In terms of
Yeah,
90s.
There's absolutely no agreeing here. There's no agreement.
I mean,
It's
I can agree with The
possible.
Simpsons. I can thumbs up The Simpsons. I would go Simpsons over X-Men for sure.
I would not.
I don't think I would either. And I like The Simpsons
You're
a
gonna
lot.
make a list of damn fucking just Marvel the cartoons.
No.
No, it would be a lot of 80s shit.
That's exactly where I'm leaning. Like for me, I think there's more 80s stuff that I would put like in my tops than the 90s stuff, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
DuckTales for
is
sure.
fantastic.
DuckTales is amazing.
Yeah,
that might be in my tops for sure.
Yeah, DuckTales is fantastic. And the reboot is really good too. Surprisingly.
So yeah, absolutely. I think me and Delvin, because of our age, like we're that close, like we're a year apart, and I think we watch a lot of the same shit. So I think we align, but I think the age difference between us and Donnie really changes the cartoon landscape for us.
Yeah. DuckTales is really good.
Hey Arnold.
It's so good.
DuckTales.
Hey Arnold's really good. I like Hey Arnold a lot.
Hey Arnold. I've watched like 3 episodes of Hey Arnold. It's not for me.
Bummer.
Yeah. Hey Arnold's not my thing.
I don't honestly. I think
appreciate
I would have a hard time coming with 4 because I'd have a hard time like who do I leave off. But like when my wife and I went on our little COVID trip, we watched Dexter, we watched Rocco, we watched the Rugrats, and Hey Arnold. That'd probably be like a good 4 for me.
You know what I appreciated about Hey
those-
Arnold? The black character in Hey Arnold actually was a black character. It wasn't like a purple character who was
Fucking
like,
stupid.
hey, he's kind of black. Like, no,
Right.
it's like a black guy.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's no agreement here, but
No.
we got Batman.
We got Batman. That's one.
I think that was the only one that I think we could all agree on is
Pinky and the
that's
Brain.
it.
Yeah.
No.
I like Pink in the Brain. I would.
Dragon Ball Z.
I love it.
I
like-
count?
Ooh.
Dragon Ball Z is definitely in. If Dragon Ball Z is eligible, they're in.
I mean, it definitely falls in 80s and 90s.
Batman and Dragon
It
Ball Z,
does.
you're in. Pokemon?
You know what? I would
Didn't
put
even
it in.
think about
Fuck
Pokemon.
no.
Okay,
Get
Batman,
Pokemon
Dragon
the
Ball Z, and
fuck
Pokemon.
outta here.
Pokemon's absolutely in. 90s cartoons?
Pokemon. Sir, you're talking to somebody who
I understand who
absolutely
I'm
cannot
talking to,
stand-
but even that person has to understand
No,
the
I don't.
global
No, I
monolith
don't.
that is
No,
Pokemon. It's
no,
fucking
because it's
huge.
not the best.
Adam
I think it's
Gold's
trash.
crying when Ash
I
left,
don't
man.
care. I don't
crying.
care.
Yeah,
You
kids.
have to remember who you are talking to. For me, best is what I like. I don't give a fuck about the rest of the world. They don't factor into what I see. I don't care.
I wasn't-
So Pokemon can be
I
amazing.
wasn't
It
in
doesn't
there.
matter.
So I would go Batman, DBZ, Pokemon. I really want to say the Powerpuff Girls, but I would just say probably Rugrats. Yeah, Rugrats is excellent, and it's
Rugrats is
still applicable today. Like it's
That's not a
it's
bad list.
timeless.
That's not a bad list.
Fuck Pokemon. Fuck.
I like Rocco
Pokemon.
more. Like I personally like Rocco more. Maybe fuck it, Rocco.
really
Fuck it, it's my list. Rocco over Rugrats. Rocco is
Rocco's
fucking
really
great.
good.
It's so good. There's so much like Mike Judge humor to like Rocco gets better with age. Like with time, as you get older,
does.
Rocco gets better. It gets
It's
better.
really
and
good.
Better. It's an adult cartoon.
It's really good.
Like, masquerading is for kids.
It is.
I do
I'm
love
surprised you didn't say
Animaniacs.
SpongeBob, Delvin.
I was thinking SpongeBob, but I think is it more 2000s?
It's closer to 2000 since even though the first year is 99, it's closer to.
That's why I
2000.
omitted it. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, that's really a 2000s cartoon.
Ooh, King of the Hill. That's another good one. Not my
I was
tops,
thinking
but it's a
King
good
of the
one.
earlier. Yeah.
Not my tops.
See, you
Yeah.
could almost do this for like an adult animation of its own kind. Where
Yeah.
You do like
I feel like they're different. Like when you have
King of the
adult
Hill
animation.
and South Park and The Simpsons and Family Guy or something. It's kind of like it's almost like a different genre.
And there's a
Archer.
lot of adult cartoons. Yeah. That's a whole genre now.
It really is.
Damn, that's not even like. I would also probably pick like a. When did Cowboy Bebop come out? Was that in like the late 90s or was that in the 2000s?
I want
I
to
gotta think about like some older anime. Yeah. Because I still want to be like Captain N. I love that show.
I love Captain N.
Pirates of Darkwater.
I
Fantastic.
have that also on DVD.
That show is great.
Bobby's World. Fuck, I haven't thought of that cartoon in forever.
Bobby's World was great.
There's a lot of like broadcast TV cartoons that I watched because I didn't have cable that I loved. Bobby's World and Recess. Shit like those were great. So I didn't have
the
cable.
vast majority of the cartoons I watched were
Nickelodeon.
not on cable. Like
I didn't have Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network for a long time. I was probably like 10 or 12 before I had access to any of that stuff.
what year are you 10 or 12?
Like 98, 9, 2000.
Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, that's when I was
So like a lot of that I either watched like at my babysitter's house or friends' houses and stuff. Because I was bunny ears, man. You know, just whatever the antenna pulled. I remember one year, I was maybe 4th grade. It was right before I got taken away from my mom. My mom, like, essentially started hooking up with a guy in the neighborhood who did cable. So he split the cable in the apartment next to us, and we got free cable for like 4 months, and it was fucking amazing. I could watch like everything.
Legend.
He was. Yeah, and I remember I got like WCW pay-per-views, so I got like Bash at the Beach. I remember watching like Juventud, I think, versus DDP or some shit. And I was like, this guy. I was like, Mom, marry him. Yeah.
Have my mom all you want to.
Yeah, I was ready to just hoe my mom out for free television. 100% I was.
Keep bringing us this cable.
Yeah, that's when I started to like, watch. But yeah, until a little bit later, that's when like we actually had it in the house. So until then, it was just like whatever was on, you know, DuckTales, stuff like that.
God, I love DuckTales.
ABC, NBC stuff.
And that's where all the cartoons were. They were all Saturday morning cartoons. Like I hardly watched any cartoons on Nickelodeon or.
See, yeah,
or
for me,
Disney Channel
kids that I grew up
all...
with, that's where the cartoons were. The cartoons were all on Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
It was
by
Space
98, 99.
Bravo, Powerpuff, Hey Arnold, Doug, you know, like all of that shit.
And Doug, for me, like that.
Dragon Ball Z. I never really watched
Dragon
Dragon Ball Z until Cartoon Network.
Well, it was only on Cartoon Network in the States. It wasn't on anything else. We just found tapes. So we were going out to comic book
Dragon Ball was on regular
tapes
TV.
Of them. I didn't even watch Dragon Ball. I started with Dragon Ball Z. I still to this day don't really like Dragon Ball.
Many years ago, we watched it all the way through, and Jack just started getting into it. My wife was watching kind of occasionally, like off to the side. She was like, "This Dragon Ball is not for kids."
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
They showed Goku's dick like several times. Like, is this a thing you should be doing on
a kids show?
like Goku's like a kid. Should you be
like,
showing this on TV?
I'm thinking like PBS, like Arthur, Goof Troop, and stuff like that was like the over the air
Goof
stuff.
Troop on PBS.
Not just PBS. I'm just thinking like the stuff that I had, like Bunny Ears and stuff.
That you go watch.
Goof Troop, Tailspin.
Tailspin, yeah.
Tailspin was
Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, of course.
I love Darkwing Duck.
I did get. I feel I got Animaniacs. That wasn't a cable thing.
Yeah, Animaniacs wasn't on cable. It was on Channel 11.
Because you got the what was the cartoons that were within the Animaniacs cartoon?
That was
Pinky and the Brain.
Well, no, Animaniacs was in. They were within Tiny Toons, weren't they? To start.
Oh, I forgot about Tiny Toons. No. What was the? They had like their own little spin-off.
Pinky and the Brain. That was
Pinky and the Brain. The Good Pigeons.
It's a squirrel or a badger or something.
Yeah, you talk about the.
Help me! I know I'm not crazy.
The Granny Squirrel. I can't remember the name of it though. The Granny
something
Squirrel
like
with her
that.
son.
That was really cool.
That was in. I think that was in Animaniacs.
Power Rangers, even though it's not a cartoon, but
fuck Power Rangers. I can't stand
Power Rangers.
them.
The shit, dude.
I fucking can't stand Power
So
Rangers.
good.
I had this conversation with JB that I can't. It was corny. The flight choreography was terrible. The costumes.
Look at MVP over here. Slappy Squirrel.
There you go, Slappy Squirrel.
I don't even remember that.
Yep.
Yeah, so there you go. We can't agree.
Gargoyles was dope. I remember watching that.
I love Gargoyles.
It was very good. Batman is still good today. Like that whole animation is really, really excellent stuff.
Yes.
Really good.
So JV wants to know, what sorry team are you taking and going to turn into an Alabama-like dynasty in college football 25?
Oh, yeah, we were talking about this in the Discord earlier in the sports channel, me and Seth. So I've always played every one of these games almost the exact same way. Every time. I usually pick a very small bottom of the tier school, which everybody does. Everybody seems to have their favorites. And talking to Seth and like looking around, being on the Reddit and stuff, I think the real world favorites that a lot of people usually pick are like Syracuse, Wyoming, New Mexico, Hawaii, stuff like that. I'm going to pick my alma mater. So I'm going to create Mercer and I'm going to put them in the Sun Belt, or I think Conference USA is where I'm going to put them. That's probably where they deserve to be, like Jacksonville State and App State and stuff like that. So I'm going to put Mercer in, and I'm going to play as Mercer to start with. And then what I do, it's just how I play, is I typically try to collect all of the conference championships before I take the Ohio State job. So that's almost like the destination is the last. That's like that's the end game for me. So I'll start at my school, win the conference championship there, and then I'll just start taking jobs as they're offered to me in other conferences. So I've got like a few favorites in every conference. It's funny. NCAA football, I credit a lot for me liking other teams. Without this game, I don't think I would like other teams as much. Like the reason that I'm an Oregon and a Nebraska fan is because when I played NCAA football, those were the teams in other conferences that I would always pick to play at. So when I got offered the Oregon job, I'd always take it. If I got offered the Nebraska job, I'd always take it on my way to the Ohio State job. But now they're in Ohio State's conference. So I can't take those jobs anymore. So I got to find other schools to do. So I'm going to start at Mercer, and then if I had to plan it out, I'd like to go to maybe UTSA, Virginia Tech, Arizona State, Toledo. And then I'm not much of an SEC guy, but if I had to pick either Texas A&M or South Carolina, probably South Carolina, could be the Gamecocks. And then I'll probably, like I said, I'm going to reinstitute the pack. I'm going to put the pack back together. And when I do that, I'll probably pick the Beavers, Oregon State. It's always fun. What a great mascot. Merchandise must be off through the roof.
So you're going to turn Oregon State into the dynasty?
No, I do. Yeah, I'm going to try to win as much with every one of those teams as I can until I get the Ohio State offer, and then I'll jump over. But the idea is
Ohio State is who you're ultimately trying to get to turn into this everlasting 90-year dynasty.
Correct.
Okay. I'm not playing this game, so there's no answer here. Delvin is going to go ahead and just turn to you.
Who would you pick?
I wouldn't. I don't even know half the teams.
If it was college basketball game, who would you pick?
I don't have a college basketball team either. So
you have no college rooting interest at all ever?
No, not at all.
None?
No.
Zilch. Zero.
I don't care about college sports enough to pick a team and root for them regularly. No.
Okay. You have your alma mater.
CSUN? No, I don't care. There's no. I have zero loyalty or care about what CSUN.
No loyalty. You just when you see them, you don't root for anybody. Just like a lot of sports to just overlook.
That's fine with me. I like to play sports. I don't really care about watching sports and rooting for teams that much. For me, sports was always about playing. Like I want to go out and play. I don't really want to watch a whole lot unless I'm watching game film. I don't really root for. I root for the Lakers and the Niners. Those are the only two teams I've ever really like stuck with. Otherwise, I don't really care. And even with them, like it's more of a very casual, like I'm gonna root for them because that's the team that I just happen to like. But I'm not paying attention to what they do in any way, shape, or form.
Massive AD fan.
You a fan. You a fan.
Fuck
You
AD.
a fan.
God.
June Dub says you start as a coordinator or head coach. I will start as a head coach. I'm not going to do the coordinator bit. It just prolongs it, just extends everything. I'm good. I think I do enough of that myself with all the job hopping I do. Because there's been plenty of times I get offered the Ohio State job early, and I'm like, shit. Like, nope, sorry, I turn you down. And keep going and just hopefully wait for it to come back around. Oh, Yarden says assign Dev a college team. Like I assigned the Broncos to Sean. I did. We did a whole
Sean the Denver Broncos.
We had a whole bracket where I ironed it out and everything. So, Dev, tell me, like, as a sports team, right? You love the San Francisco 49ers. What are the attributes that draws you to your teams beyond the fact that they're the
Nothing.
the LA team?
It was the team that I saw and like those colors look cool. It has nothing to do with
What's
LA
your favorite
or the
color?
state or anything.
What's your favorite color?
I've already
my
assigned
favorite-
Devin team in my head.
My favorite color is probably like burnt orange, honestly.
What's your favorite like mascot or animal?
I don't fucking have one.
The team
ones
I've
do you hate?
assigned Dev is Florida State. See, it works.
Does it?
What's funny is one of
I would
my
assign
best
him
friends, he
Syracuse.
loves Florida State. Ugh, hell no, that's New York. No,
It's
thank
orange
you.
though.
So, still
I was
New
trying
York.
to give you like something, that's not so like on the nose, like so. Like,
Look, I'll just
prominent.
take North Carolina. I'll just follow Jordan.
great-
I'll just
great
take
thing,
North
yeah.
Carolina.
They got
Dre
some
Bly.
sweet uniforms, man. The North Carolina brand is
No, you know what? I'm going with Michigan. It's because I hate you. That's where we're gonna go. We're gonna go with the Michigan just to go against Ohio State.
That's
So
your
that's
fault,
what
then.
that's where we're
There you
picking.
go.
We're going
Out
with
of spite.
Michigan.
That's how you pick your team.
Pure
Spite.
spite.
Oh,
Pure
burnt-
spite.
burnt orange would be total. And you like
Who?
Houston? Yeah, UT.
I don't like Houston
Yeah, you do. You go to Houston like
No.
8 times a year.
because I
Didn't you
have
tell me a couple years
family
like,
out there.
like, yeah, I should probably move out here.
Because I have so much family out there. I don't like the place.
It's Texas.
No,
It's Longhorns.
absolutely not.
That's a Matthew McConaughey.
I thoroughly
Arch
dislike
Manning.
Texas.
It's Texas.
No, we're going with Michigan so we can beat Donnie and beat Ohio
University
State.
of Houston.
No,
Yeah.
That doesn't sound good.
No, they're
doesn't.
pretty.
It
They're
sounds-
pretty great,
sounds awful.
actually.
It doesn't,
Pretty good.
doesn't
Sounds awful.
sound good.
doesn't sound good at all. Yeah, Michigan it is. Michigan it is.
trying
No,
to
you
do
know
Florida
what? I
State.
can't do that. I can't do Michigan. I can't do
I
Michigan.
don't understand how people in Michigan can do Michigan.
Because
It's
one of my
gross.
best friends is a huge. He's from Detroit. And he's a big Michigan fan.
Yeah,
We
Michigan
talk
State
too much
fan.
trash. so I
Oh,
can't do
no.
Michigan.
Hang on. I got it. You like orange as a color. You hate me and you hate Ohio State. There is a team that hates a bitter rival for Ohio State that is orange, and that is the Fighting Illini of the University of Illinois. Perfect.
No, can't
Yeah.
do it.
No, that,
Perfect.
No,
that doesn't even sound good. either.
Champagne.
it doesn't sound
Dev.
good, right? It sounds terrible. It sounds terrible.
Champagne Dev.
I've
Fighting
seen
Illini.
them, and they're ugly. I don't like it. No, sir, I don't like it.
Orange?
If anything, I might take the Longhorns because I like that orange a little bit better.
Well, yeah, Longhorns is burnt orange.
That is a good
Burnt
orange.
That orange, that is a good orange.
What's your second
good
favorite
orange.
color?
Oh, also, it's a good
Red.
steakhouse.
I mean, Houston's red.
I don't know. Stop with this Houston stuff. It's not happening.
I think
You're
I'm
trying to
gonna
make
corn.
fetch happen, and
Pretty
it's not
close.
happening. No. We'll just go to the Longhorns, hook 'em horns, and call it a day. We'll do that.
Hook 'em.
Hook
Hey, we
'em
did it.
Ugh.
UT. We got Texas, the Canes, Ohio State. Shit, we could be the cover for the damn game.
I'm gonna run that team into the ground because I'm not paying nobody nothing to come here.
There you go. I like it.
Get fired year 2.
I like Rutgers. If I put the Big East back together, I'll put Rutgers over there.
I think Rutgers recruited me in high school.
Really? You were that good? Wow.
I think I have a letter
Impressive.
from them somewhere.
Very impressive. They're the birthplace of college football. Did you know that?
Nope, didn't know that at all.
Very first college
I'll
football
forget
game
it
was
tomorrow.
played in Rutgers. Which is funny because people clown them all the time. You know, the other day when we were talking about how crazy that season was in 2007, that college football season in the chat, and I was talking about the BCS and stuff. I mean, I know you guys didn't watch the video, but folks don't remember that back then, like Rutgers climbed to they were like the 4th best team in the country that year. Like it was fucking wild. Like they got up there. Kansas was up there. Like some of these obscure teams like were cracking the top 10, the top 8. It was bananas. What a fun time to be a college football fan. It was a blast. That year, like 10 number 2 teams lost. Ohio State lost, Michigan lost, Oregon lost, USC lost. Like if you got the number 2 spot, you were destined to lose. Like immediately.
You truly are the first runner-up.
It really was. Yeah, it was just a revolving door of upsets. It was amazing.
That's hilarious.
I was gonna say USC, but Joey didn't seem to be any part of that.
No.
FUSC.
UCLA colors are way better. They're lit, but But
I take
UCLA,
you. I'm going with USC's colors over UCLA's
the
colors. for sure.
UCLA fans are atrocious.
I don't care for either.
You don't like the baby blues and the
No,
gold?
absolutely
Oh,
not.
man,
Absolutely
UCLA
not. I like USC's colors way more than I like UCLA's colors, but I can't stand either school.
It's fucking matte, plain red. The yellow is boring.
I like red.
Sure, but it's not even like a good red.
That blue and gold is ugly. And I played when I played Pop Warner. I played for the West Side Bruins, and I played in those colors and hated them then.
Nice.
I
was going to ask, what was your high school mascot? What are your high school colors?
My high school colors are USC's colors. It was the Fairfax Lions, but it was USC's colors. Yeah. There's 0-30. Never won a high school football game.
Wow.
I went winless for a season. I had one season where we were 9-1, and 2 years later we were 0-10.
Yeah, well, 0-30. 0-30. And then the next year they get a new coach and they win a damn championship.
Wow.
Our coach was terrible. The reason why, only reason I know that I even had letters.
Go from winless to championship with just the coach change.
Yeah, that's really what it was. Because we had some good players. Because all of these players were under me, and like we had good players. We just had really, really terrible coaching. We never watched game film, nothing. And the only reason I even knew that I had letters, which was way too late, is because the senior team ahead of ours, they broke into the coach's office to get all the letters. I had a player who was number 9 on UCLA's recruiting list, a receiver, dope. And he didn't even know. He thought he literally had no future. And here he is being recruited, but the coach never gave him any of his letters because he thought he would get conceded.
Wow.
And he didn't know that he had letters until he was just an honorable mention. Like, we've been trying to reach out to you. We've been trying to recruit you.
Yeah, but I wonder, even if he had letters from UCLA, he should have had dozens of letters from schools.
He had other letters, but he had no idea because the coach kept them all.
They didn't.
And my dude,
terrible coach.
They didn't do that back then. And in our era, like, it all went through the school.
That's weird. Yeah, no, I never got recruited for any sports besides golf, but I got recruited in golf, and I had 4 or 5 coaches come visit me in my house. Lots of them get on the phone, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we never had none of that. I have so many friends that probably could have done so much more with their lives if our coach had only gave us our letters. And so we knew we had something. It's terrible. There you go. Moving on. Jack Derp Review wants to know, what's a true ninja?
Dev.
That Ninja Dev.
That Ninja Dev. Yeah,
Forgot we even did that. That was wild.
I know, right?
That was so fun.
That was a time. That was a time.
It was.
Yes.
That was hilarious. God, it was so good. Oh, did you know that Scott Steiner is on Cameo?
Oh, God.
You can pay him to call somebody a fat bastard.
I need to get this.
I went down a whole rabbit hole showing my wife who Scott Steiner was the other day and had a blast. Dude is so weird. You don't know nothing about the big booty daddy. I was like, what the fuck? This guy's unhinged, man.
I need to find this and I need to buy this.
It's hilarious. Hilarious.
Wow. West 3D Gaming wants to know, what kind of bear is best? Polar bear.
Black bear. Black, hairy bear. Big.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going with polar bear because they drink Coke.
That's one animal you don't ever want to come across in life.
Nope. They might not, they might not last much longer. They may become extinct real soon with this heat.
Yeah.
It's become like the Galapagos penguins.
Yeah.
Just like living it up on the beach. Can you imagine rolling up to a beach and a polar bear mauling? You're like, oh my God. I don't like this world. I don't like where we're headed.
Nope. Haley wants to know, what's the best video game weapons?
BFG.
I was gonna say the Doom BFG.
The Lancer.
Mm-hmm.
Master Sword.
Mm-hmm. Anyone where I can one-shot somebody and not think about it anymore.
Thor's axe, whatever its name is. I don't remember.
Mew Mew.
Mjolnir.
That'd be a hammer, not an axe.
That's right. A hammer. Yeah. I remember all
Close
this
enough.
stuff.
Mjolnir. Yeah. Those are great weapons.
What is the? Then the axe has a name, right?
The axe has a name, but it's not.
Yeah, Mjolnir's Thor's hammer, right? I got those confused. That makes sense. What is that?
Thor doesn't really have an axe. God of War has an axe. Thor has an axe in MCU, but not in
I got it. Yeah, I caught up. It took me a minute. I like a lot of chain guns. It's great in Turok. It's great in Doom. It's just good old fashioned good time.
Johnny Silverhand's handgun in Cyberpunk
that's a
77
good
is a
one.
great gun.
That's a good one. What's the best Destiny gun?
Oof, God, there's so many.
The golden gun.
I mean, that's not an actual gun in Destiny.
I'm just filling the air while you figure it out.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Vex Mythoclast for Destiny just because that gun was
up.
vicious.
Yeah, right. Like I was like,
Oh,
what?
all the guns in Destiny are made up. What did you expect?
He like.
If I say any name, Red Death. Does Red Death make any sense? A gun called Hawkmoon. Like anything I tell you is gonna sound ridiculous.
That's that girl who's talking giving that mouth.
Yeah.
Hawk to
Let me hawk to you. Let me buy you a drink.
the blue shell. Oh shit, that's true.
That's a
Blue
good one.
shell is kind of undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
Blades of Chaos. We were there and just missed it.
Yeah. I prefer the axe. Or the spear.
No, the blades are pretty killer. I still gotta play it. It's installed here and I just haven't
No, you
played it.
don't. No, you don't. It's good. You're fine. There's no need.
Just wait till it comes on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Right. The cerebral bore is always a favorite when I think of these sorts of things. We get these questions.
I don't even know what that is.
It's from Turok. It shoots a thing that latches to your head and then drains your brain out of your skull.
I know a girl who used to do that.